And you just watch the way Green Bay is getting started here. They're really crisp. There it is. You know, like they do in wrestling. Boom! There it is. Boom! Right there. That's a wham block. There it is. Show me the money!
Good morning. Put the coffee on. It's time to wake and rake and win together. And that's really all we've been doing lately. We got Cricket here, Heavy Steps, the genius, producer Chris over there. He's just handing out parlays like trick or treat candy. Things are going great. We're going to go over the fantasy lineups, the betting questions, all these things. We are live on, pretty much everything. Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you look for Fantasy Sports Corp and or Wake and Rake, you're going to find us. Guys, how we doing? Cricket, how'd the college football go yesterday?
Man, we had a big day yesterday, man. I think wound up 15-2 against the spread. We needed it. We had a tough couple weeks. That good? Man. It was that good, man. It was that good. We had a good day yesterday, so we're gonna try to keep that rolling this morning, man. How's everybody else doing?
Not bad. Outstanding. We're way better than not bad. Heavy, how's the baseball going? We hit a nice Arizona parlay yesterday. Diamondbacks, Sun Devils, Wildcats, 13-1. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, that was Chris's. Was that your parlay, Chris? I had the one with the Suns. So both of them hit. We had two separate.
Yeah,
Arizona.
we had two separate Arizona.
Oh, you guys had wins in there too.
Yeah, the Suns. Yeah,
on a different one, and it hit.
It's just all wins. It's all like mixed together. But no, I felt like I was on a little bit of a heater with MLB, and I looked back last night, and I'm 12-1 since the championship series in the 3 straight play. So. Listen,
man, I like
rough
that
start in that first series, but championship series on, it's been dialed in. And like, for example, yesterday I was sitting looking at that over under. It was at 9, seeing if I could get 9.5. It ends at 10. So the lines are pretty spot on right now in Major League Baseball. But football this week, I think we got some good lines early on. Some things have moved though, so can't wait to get into it.
That's right.
Yeah, I see some player props I can't wait to get on top of. You said in the wild card round, you said baseball players are starting, turn your notifications on for Heavy underscore steps. And that's paying off quite well so far. David, are you ready for the Steelers? You look ready.
I'm always ready for the Steelers.
I think they're going to win today. Do you?
I do. I actually saw a stat earlier in the week that the Steelers and the 1-5 Cardinals are the only teams to be outgained in every game, and yet here we are at 4-2. They're just tough to beat. Mike Tomlin knows how to coach. No matter what anybody says, no matter anybody likes him, the man's a beast. I've also decided the Vegas Golden Knights are the best team in hockey, unless they are the last leg of a 6-leg parlay by me. And then they twice this week, they were the last leg. All the other 5 hit, and they didn't cover.
Dude, they've been on fire.
Just bet them on the money line, homie. Stop betting on the puck line. Just bet them on the money line. We've rode them. Hey, we hit it last night, didn't we, Heavy? We hit it late.
Yeah.
We hit it. We threw that in late. Coach, on a coach recommendation.
Man,
nice.
I meant to tell you all this, but I had a 9-teamer against the spread yesterday. It was plus 29,777. I went 8-1, man. Utah got me 8-1. I was like,
should have went 7 legs.
I went back. I would have put Utah in it no matter what. It wouldn't matter. It was a loser no matter how many legs it was because Utah was going in there, man.
Commish says America's team 24, Satan's team 0.
Hey, happy Halloween, Commish, to you and yours, brother.
Oh, look at that!
You guys have fun. Trick or treating.
We got a Halloween themed Fantasy Sports Corp logo. It looks.
Oh like. Yeah,
I like that.
You don't think Commish is on that shit? And Fox, those boys are on it.
I bet Commish's house is legit for Halloween.
Oh, bro. Well, the pool probably's got fucking ghosts coming out of the pool.
I bet the pool is red.
Oh, yeah, might be blood. I bet he's having huge parties. It's Florida. It's like fucking 6 degrees outside. I walked out this morning. God damn it.
That's the problem with trick-or-treating in Wisconsin. Like, oh, you're a witch with a giant North Face jacket on. but I can kind of tell you're a witch.
All your ghouls and
That's
goblins.
why
live north
every
of
other like when you come around our house and come trick or treating, each house has a fucking different alcohol for the adult because you got to get a little hammered to be out here in this
That's a
kind of
great
temperature.
idea.
That's what we do here. Every driveway's got a fucking. We build a little fire in our firebox.
You gotta warm up a little.
Yeah, got to warm up. Got to come get a little
get you
hot
some.
down.
They make this stuff called apple pie up here with 151 Everclear and I don't know, apples and cinnamon. It's delightful.
Hey, those wagons start to kind of swerve after about the third house. Kids are like, getting whiplash.
What's a roofie in your drink?
I'm telling you, man.
Velvez, by the way. What's up? I'm thinking that's Velvez, by the way. Not Velvez.
That looks like it.
Good morning.
I got to get something off my chest with Halloween. This drives me crazy.
What?
It's adult related. Kids are good at costumes, but adults, I don't understand. If you have to write what you are on your shirt, if you have to carry some sign that says what you are, it's not a good costume.
I agree.
Great take.
Yeah,
bothers the dude.
And there are some costumes out there that when you're trick or treating with your little kids, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like be appropriate.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see the Randy Johnson? The Randy Johnson costume?
Oh, that was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. That was great. That's a perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, the girl has to be with the guy the whole time for it all to make sense. But you didn't have to write anything. You didn't have to hold a sign.
Nope.
Like you knew what that was.
And if you don't, fuck you, because we're probably not going to be friends.
Amon-Ra St. Brown lives right next door to Jameson Williams, and Amon-Ra's yard has every 12-foot skeleton and demon that you can think of. It's all done up. And then Jameson Williams' house just has a big sign in the front yard pointing to Amon-Ra's house that says ditto.
Some people treat Halloween like their Christmas. I mean, a lot of the people who are into like Nightmare, what is it, the Nightmare Before Christmas, or what is it? People who are big into that typically treat Halloween as
there's a fucking 15-foot. There's a 15-foot Nightmare on Halloween, whatever that movie was.
Nightmare
Before Christmas,
right across the street, and then there's one down the street. There's two of them on my street, and then of course my wife builds her little graveyard and all in her little blow up thing.
Hey, y'all think on Jameson Williams signs he put some like ads for DraftKings and stuff, man?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm thinking promote, man.
Yeah.
All right, enough of the bullshit. Let's get into it.
I was going to say, is the Halloween talk crushing our numbers right now? Should we get to the football? All right.
Yeah.
NFL screen.
So
all right.
What do we got up here first? We got LA, the Rams and the Cowboys. Is it up there yet?
Yes.
Minus 6.5. I got it. Yeah. Cowboys minus 6.5 at home versus the Rams plus 6.5. We got the money lines plus 215, minus 260. And we'll just go over what you need to know here, and then we'll toss it around. But this game matches strength and weakness on weakness. The Rams have been terrific offensively, both running and passing, at 7th overall in DVOA, but the Cowboys rank 3rd defensively. So we've got a little. Yeah, both teams are below average the other direction, with LA ranking 20th and Dallas 18th. And then we've got the Rams. They face a team coming out of a bye for a second straight week. We've got Sean McVay 2-5 against the spread, and Matt Stafford 4-8-1 against the spread. So they've struggled in that spot, while Coach Mike McCarthy is the most profitable coach after a bye in our Action Lab system at 12-4-1. So if you like the Cowboys today, it looks like you got some numbers in your favor.
This feels like an under then, doesn't it? We got a couple good defenses, a couple slightly shitty offenses.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like here the first half plus 3.5. If the Rams can just hang around for that long, and then the Cowboys probably going to take the game, but can they cover that number at home? So numbers do say that. But what do you think, Cricket?
Man, I don't know. I've been trying. I want to be high on this Rams team. I really do. I just I've seen them kind of fall off the last couple of weeks. I think this is a bad spot for them. I think the Cowboys are going to bounce back off that bye in pretty impressive fashion. I see them covering this number, and I think they might stretch it up to double digits in this thing. You might be all right with the Rams in the first half right here, but I don't know. I see the line creep up to 6.5 now. It was at 6 all day yesterday, and I just think the Cowboys are going to come into this thing pretty polished, pretty ready to go, healthy as they've been in a while off the bye. And I think the Rams are going to have some trouble today, man.
Yeah, I liked the Rams earlier in the week, but I've sort of been talked off of it by various stats and vibes.
Yeah, it just feels like a bad spot for the Rams.
If that Cowboys pass rush is there, it's Stafford has a hard
highly
time.
motivated. I was looking at that matchup there too, and the Cowboys front seven versus this Rams offensive front is not a great matchup for LA. I think these guys are going to be getting through, and Stafford's not exactly mobile, so
yeah, like it says, number
at
one
a lot
pass.
of 2nd and 15, 2nd and 17.
Yeah,
they got the win rate.
I'd be willing to take
the
Cowboys up to -9.5. However, I'd be a little careful on the under. Defense doesn't really seem to matter as much to these Rams. They went against the Niners defense and still had a good game. And while the pass rush does worry me with Micah Parsons and Stafford being immobile, I got to watch Puka for the first time last week, and that dude is freaking legit.
Yeah.
And he's getting, the quick little routes that he's turning into big gains. So that's who he's going to be looking at today when Mike is trying to eat him.
Yeah.
That kid is playing way above a 5th round draft pick. If you redrafted, I mean, he's a 1st round pick.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
That offense, you already see the impact with Cooper Cutback. It's different,
Yeah. People, 3-cone drills aren't everything.
No, they're absolutely not. Yeah, all those metrics and they want to measure people got. Some people could just play football, man.
What was Tutu drafted?
Some guys are just
5th
football
round.
fast.
Yeah.
Tutu was also a 5th rounder?
Oh, sorry. I meant
I don't know.
I have no idea where Tutu was drafted. That's a couple wild names.
He may even not have been drafted. He might have been unsigned free agent.
Tutu was drafted.
Was he?
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he was drafted. They found some gold in the later rounds, though, man.
If they could somehow get they need a good running game to complement, everything that they.
He was actually a 2nd round pick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Where'd he go to school?
What's that?
Where does it say where he went to school at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was drafted so high, man. 2nd round. That's you spend a 2nd round pick on somebody, you feel pretty good about him.
I know.
Yeah.
NFL's wild just with how many random guys Louisville. Okay. I imagine he was there with the guy who just got cut from the Patriots. I forget his name. Cunningham probably was quarterback when he was there, I imagine.
Oh, they cut Malik Cunningham?
Yeah, I think he did get cut.
Yeah, I didn't think his game was really going to transition to the next level anyway. He's a great athlete, man. I think they could put him out there in the slot or something, let him play. He might be better off that way, but I didn't think quarterback was going to be the future for him anyway.
No, I thought, maybe Bill would figure out what to do with them, but this Osa Odigizua, I'm not sure how to say his name. I need to go to YouTube and figure it out, but I feel like this guy's going to get a sack today, and these books are not offering it, and it's upsetting me. You can bet Mike Parsons. Of course
they know. They're in your head.
They know. These fuckers know. They know.
Speaking of names, my buddy, he calls college football, and he had to call a BYU game a couple of years ago, and he sent me the sheet of how to pronounce the names. Those guys, everybody on the roster has a crazy name.
Puka was in that game, man. He was in that game. He called the BYU game.
Yeah, all of them have crazy ass names.
That's a real challenge. I don't understand. It's like calling a horse race. How do you remember all these names and all these numbers? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Don't give enough credit, especially now. There's some wild names, especially in college football. Jaguars at Steelers. I feel like this is another one of those where too many people are on the Steelers. They're now getting 1.5. That makes me like it even more. Son of a bitch. Why is the money line? Wasn't the money line plus 110 back when they were just getting 1 point heavy?
I'm not sure. I mean, what I think we have here is, like it says, you've got Jacksonville. Think about the month that they've played. They got 2 games in London, no bye week, come back home, short week on a Thursday. So I think it looks like it's their last road trip before a bye. So, I think Steelers probably, might be able to pull off an upset here, if you want to call it that. That's probably why the line is as short as it is. I'd imagine -1.5 for Jags after the way they've looked. And I know Steelers had a really good game last week and really surprised a lot of people with the offense. And I mean, their defense is always stout. So I think the best thing to do here is bet the first quarter for the Jags and bet the fourth quarter for the Steelers. So, even if it's a blowout, you could still, or if the lead's big, the Steelers could still, win on a try on a comeback, or, have a little bit of more motivation in the fourth quarter. And then we've also seen how they played in the fourth quarter. So I think the best bet there is to take, the first quarter for the Jags. They usually start off hot. I think you get it plus money, as well as the fourth quarter bet for the Steelers. I think that's plus money too.
I like that. That's downright surgical.
One or the other.
Deontay Johnson did not practice Thursday, full practice on Friday. I have no idea what to make of that. He's just coming back from a hamstring injury. That freaks me out. I think if I had another guy, I would bench Deontay Johnson this week.
It's probably a load management thing. But David, how you feeling, man?
Maybe.
Steelers fan. How you feeling, man?
Well, I'm feeling like you gave us a little bit of credit when you said we had a good game last week. I'd say we had a good half last week for the offense. Our offense is just sleeping through the season. But again, it's a Mike Tomlin-led team, and the dude's a wizard. I mean, he's just conjuring wins out of nowhere. I don't even know how he's doing it, and I've been watching him for years. And I think he's going to do it again today. I think the Jaguars are beat up. They are tired, and they're coming against a dynamic defense with Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Cam Hayward may be back, and of course the great TJ Watt.
That's right.
Talk about a difference maker. I mean, 2 first-round picks for Minkah Fitzpatrick was a steal, in my opinion. I was so pissed the Packers didn't do that.
Yeah, he's a ball
traded
hawk.
Up for our quarterback of the future.
Yeah, this is a matchup. 2 of my favorite coaches in the NFL. You got Mike Tomlin going against Doug Peterson right here. It's gonna be a chess match all day long. I just like what Mike Tomlin does in these spots. You give me Mike Tomlin coaching at home, and you make him a dog, give him some points. I like the Steelers right here to win this thing straight up. Like I said, Jaguars have had a big month, played really, really well, but it's about that time for the letdown. I don't think this is like the best team in football or anything, and they've been playing like it the last few weeks, and I think it's about time for a letdown. Going on the road to a tough spot against a tough defense, a good head coach. I know the offense has been a little anemic, but beyond that, it's a pretty good football team, man. It's a pretty good football team.
Whoa!
Gonna be tough.
Heather's here. Good morning, Heather. Back to my cooking show. Oh, she's going to tell us what she's making for breakfast, I bet. It's just like old times. This is digital comfort food right here.
That's
seeing
right.
Heather's logo. Meaning the show I watch while cooking. Yeah, I mean, we can give you some Western omelet suggestions and or tips, but it looks like she has it pretty much under control. I think you're right, David. They only traded 1. I was pissed because I thought the Packers should have offered 2 to get him. And
dude's a playmaker for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and you knew it from Alabama, just from listening to Nick Saban talk about the kid. He would run the steps in the stadium after a game. He would never stop thinking about practicing and learning about and getting better at football. Like, he's just a football guy to the core. Minkah Fitzpatrick is the exact dude you want on your team. And the Green Bay Packers have been looking for a safety since Nick Collins had his neck injury, but I guess, I mean, was he in the mix for a Heisman? He was so good in college. It was so obvious he was going to be a dude. I'm totally over it, though. At least he went to the Steelers, my second favorite team. So it's like a consolation prize.
He played with so many great, like that era of Alabama defensive players.
Oh, dude.
Crazy. If you look back on it.
All of them, offensive, defensive. That was, I mean, they did win 7 national championships in like 15 years or whatever. So, but it was a whole slew of studs.
Ha ha, Clinton Dix. That was a funny joke. Anyway, speaking of the Packers, they are at home against the Vikings, getting points. What even is this world anymore?
Man,
I mean, and I'm worried they're going to lose this game. I'm worried the line is accurate. These Vikings are going to come in here and beat us 24-17.
What do you think about all the injuries?
Ours?
I think,
or theirs?
It looks like you've got some Watson, Jones will play.
Yeah, Jones we're still quote unquote being careful with. What did he do? He did not practice Wednesday, limited Thursday and Friday.
Is it still hammy with him? Is that what's going on there? Still the hammy? Okay. Those things are finicky, man.
Yeah, they say Jair and Devondre Campbell are 50-50 whether or not they'll play. Preston Smith didn't practice Thursday, but he did practice Friday. So hopefully he'll be out there. You got to, he's our nickel back.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of illness with him. Says he's probable right here over on cover, so I think he's probably all right. Looks like he's trending toward playing.
Nice. What sort of relevant facts do we have for this thing, Heavy? Make me feel better about my Packers.
I think this is a weird division rivalry that typically, you got division rivalries where it's knockout, drag down, come down to the wire, but it's kind of been lopsided. Like Vikings won only one of the 12 games, but in the last 7, Packers just won 1. So it's kind of like, you've got 12 games, but on the back end, the Packers have only won 1 of them. So it's like just a split in the last 3 years. So it's like, I don't know. This one's just, you got prime time Kirk Cousins. I think you got that going for you if you're Minnesota.
No, he's 1 p.m.
Green Bay. Oh, I mean, well, that's what I mean.
You mean, well, okay, I got you. You mean you got a good Kirk
Cousins. That is his prime time.
I got you.
His prime time is what I'm trying to say. Thank you for clarifying that. But I think that's all you got going here. It's just, you guys are Packers fans, so I don't know. Tell me if you're pleased with what you see.
No, I'm channeling my inner Rodgers right now. I even had to go dig his fucking jersey out.
Yeah,
that's a dope ass jersey, though.
Maybe he's doing DMT right now, and he's out in an astral plane, some other universe or dimension.
I'm fucking banking on it.
And some of that talent just somehow finds its way through a portal into the Packers locker room.
Right into number 10.
Right in Jordan Love's helmet. Gives him just a little bit of football intelligence.
Just a little.
It's not all his fault. These kids are running the wrong routes. He's throwing with anticipation, and it looks bad. It looks like it's his fault, but the receiver's literally supposed to be there.
Yeah, and that's
you guys' problem. You guys are probably the youngest team in the NFL, especially on the offensive side. I did pick the Packers this week, though. As far as I'm concerned, Kirk Cousins is still going to be drunk from winning a primetime game against the Niners. That took a lot out of him. He's been partying all week for it with his chain and no shirt. So let's go Packers.
Couple extra sacraments today, maybe.
I just look at these two teams. The line, I can sit there. I just got to look at the two teams I've watched play the last few weeks. I think the Vikings are trending in a better direction than your Packers are, man. I just do. I haven't seen a lot of great things out of them. I was really disappointed in them that Broncos game, going down there and laying that egg right there. Because there's no reason you should do that to that team, man. That team is bad. The Packers, I thought, would go down there and handle business. They did not. And, I didn't see great things down at that Raiders game that weekend or Monday Night Football or whatever it was either. So I just haven't seen a lot of great things out of the Packers the last few games, and I've seen some good things out of the Vikings. They are trending back in the right direction, winning 3 of their last 4 right there after starting a little slow. And I think they're starting to figure some things out. I think Cam Akers is going to start getting some more carries in this offense. Got to make a 1-2 punch with Alexander Madison. He looked good on Monday night. You got Addison that looked great. Hawkinson, he's trending toward playing today, probable with that foot injury. I think Naylor's probably going to be out, but this team's trending in the right direction for me, man. I wouldn't count the Vikings out just yet.
No. Yeah, these are 2 ships going in opposite direction. I mean, you come out of a bye week and you lose to the possibly the worst professional football team ever assembled. And Warren Sharp was talking about it. He's like, it's the deep pass and the play action is what Denver it gets killed by. And that's what Green Bay was running. And then they come out of the bye and they're just throwing it short to the running back. It's like Warren Sharp, as a data nerd, was pretty furious with what Matt LaFleur decided to do out there in Denver. I mean, that's just embarrassing shit. So
I like that guy too, man. I like.
We got a bounce back spot for Green Bay versus a letdown spot for the Vikings, and I'm still worried Green Bay is going to just let down once again.
I think the problem there is they're trying to get Aaron Jones involved because he's their most established playmaker. But before, when he was hurt, they didn't need him. They were using these other playmakers, and they're trying to ignore them and get him back in the groove. And they need to ease him in, not overly use him right now.
How about a little jet sweep for Christian Watson? Maybe let's try some of the shit that works almost every time.
Right.
That's just me. I'm not even sure what to
I'm
do
a Dobbs guy myself, but Dobbs, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about these? If you're a Green Bay fan here, I mean, and albeit Aaron Rodgers has been the quarterback for most of this, but LaFleur, he's 14-6 against the spread, which is 70% after a loss. He's also 16-7 against the spread, 70% as an underdog, including 4-2 as a division dog. And then Jordan Love already won outright early this season as a short home dog. So we got 7-2 against the spread in those games. So I don't know if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, those are in your favor, but you got the Aaron Rodgers effect versus the Jordan Love effect there. But
listen, I'll give you one more reason. Okay, Kirk Cousins is sick of babysitting. He has Hawkins' son, Jeffer son, Mattis' son, Addis' son. He's got too many sons. All right, he's tired of all these kids he's got to watch.
He's a big Christian guy. They probably like a big family.
Yep. They probably have dinner every Sunday night after the game.
Oh, absolutely. They do.
I'm with the author. My thoughts, no bet for me. Eagles at Commandos. Ooh, it's been a touchdown, and it's staying a touchdown, and that's what worries me. These two teams have played some close games, especially since Jalen Hurts came into the league. It makes me want to take the 7, but why hasn't it? Why hasn't it moved? Where's the money going in this game, Heavy?
I think it's going to sit there at 7, just because of what you just said. I think that this has always been, especially last year with them knocking them off, getting them that only loss, and then this year you thought they were going to get that revenge spot, and it really didn't happen. That game was a lot different than we thought it would be. Would play out. You got Philadelphia. Maybe this is the time where they get it put together, but it looks like they said Jalen Hurts played last week the second half in a knee brace. Do you know what's going on there with that as far as the injury goes?
Well, they didn't put him on the injury report, Sirianni says, because it didn't impede his ability to practice. So he practiced all week, therefore it's not an injury. These coaches are being super shady with the injury report this season. I don't know if they got some extra slack for loopholes or what.
I traded his ass.
That pissed me off last week.
It pissed me off because they knew on Saturday he didn't feel well. It's like he didn't just show up to the arena or the stadium like, hey, I got a headache. And then he threw him in there for a couple snaps.
No, if they came in and said, hey, he's questionable, he has a tummy ache, we would have still all played Bijan, let's be real. But I agree. They should have let us know, at least given us the option of saying, maybe I should look elsewhere.
Yeah. Arthur Smith just revels in it. He loves it when we're pissed at him.
I can't stand that dipshit.
No.
I just can't. I can't stand him. I fucked the Falcons.
I like him. I like
you
him.
like him?
I do.
Of course.
Oh my God.
Listen. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'll admit I've been up and down on the Desmond Ridder train. But one thing I will say about him, as he has been consistent, he has coached him up, and the mistakes that he makes, you see the improvements the following week. So I think he's a good coach. Look what he's done offensively with the quarterbacks he's had. Could you imagine if he had like a Hall of Fame Tom Brady in his prime, like what he would be able to do?
Yeah, well, we could say that about a lot of coaches, though.
He would still hand the ball off 90 times.
How do people? You're down there around Atlanta fans and stuff. How is the overall consensus on the Falcons season so far? How do people feel about it down there?
I think that it's a roller coaster. It just depends what week you ask. I think it's an overreaction. I think when he turned like he does. He has some bad moments. He really does. Like some of the picks he's thrown have been just, you look at it and you're like, what is he doing? He's not an NFL quarterback. But then you see him, do a fourth quarter game winning drive, you know what I'm saying? And be poised in certain moments. And I think that's like kind of his factor. He might not be the most accurate passer. He might make some bad decisions, but I think at the end of the day, his X factor is that when the game's on the line, he can move the ball down the field for whatever reason. He has that factor. That's his like little thing. So I think development wise, it's probably not coming along as fast as you want, but you can see that it's happening. So
yeah, lucky to be in the division they're in though.
Yeah,
I will say about this game here, the Commanders are part of my upset special that I sent to the group earlier in the week that already got ruined because Godwin turned around and didn't decide to look for the ball.
God, what's he doing? My guy, man, my guy.
Oh man, that was rough.
Listen, and I like how they always say it's obvious pass interference if you see the jersey pulled away from the body, and they showed right away the jersey being pulled away from the body. I'm like, give it to him on the one. Give it to him on the one.
They should have. There was two dudes tackling Kate Otten. There's literally a picture of two dudes tackling him.
They said too on the stream. They were like, there's like 3 different pass interference calls here that they just didn't call.
Yep.
I think they don't. I don't think I've ever
over
seen
on
them
Rumble.
call a pass interference on a Hail Mary, though. I think they just kind of let those go.
Hey, I was just proud of Baker for being able to make it to the end zone, man.
Yep.
That was a perfect throw.
He put it right where it's
job.
supposed to be, man.
Cooper, I believe, in the Rumble chat. I love it. Patriot 4165, always in the Rumble chat. The realest of them all, quite possibly.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, Patriots at Dolphins. Speaking of Patriots.
What a segue.
This is not in my upset special. I have the Dolphins winning this one.
Boys, I'll tell you, we got to be careful now because I'm looking at DraftKings over here, and this thing's sitting at 9.5. Been sitting at 9.5 all week long. I'm looking at it right now, and it's gone all the way down to 8. That scares me, man.
It was 13 once upon a time.
It's all the way down to 8 now. And this is one of those reverse line. I'm like, somebody knows something right here. I've been on the Dolphins all week long, and I might have to about. I think I'm just going to go with the totalness. I love it. It's in my favorite total to go over on 46.5. And I think they're going to wind up scoring some points today, especially people thinking Mac Jones is going to be anemic and stuff and all that. But I think they're going to put some points up in this thing today.
It looks messy to me. I mean, on both sides of the ball, New England's defense with Judon and Gonzalez missing. And then look, Miami's offensive line, left tackle, left guard, center, all going to be out. So it's just, I don't know, man. I can't. The Patriots look awful. They win a game. Now everybody wants to say, is this the start? No, Patriots still suck, right?
No. Will wants to say that, man.
I did.
I've seen
you last week, Cricket, when you told me I should take the Bills covering. I did take the Patriots covering that game. So
that's fair. That's fair. They I wound up had the under in that one last week. Under 41, they scored 2 touchdowns combined the first 3 quarters, and then come out and just blow the doors off in the fourth quarter.
What do you guys think about this prop, Jalen Waddle? So it looks like, if Tyreek Hill's going to play, can Jalen Waddle cover this prop yardage here?
I'm worried about whatever back problem he's got going.
Yeah,
I know he had a heating pad out last week.
And if something like that flares up, man, that's going to put you down. Back spasms, anything lower back or whatever, you can't do shit when your back's bothering you. So I don't know. I'm weird trusting players like that because he could go down in the first series and we not see him again.
True.
Yeah.
It just calls out here that Patriots rank first against DVOA with wide receiver 1. So I guess they do a lot of double teaming, which Tyreek Hill would fit that description, right? Yeah. Wide receiver number 1. Yeah. So this could be the opportunity for Waddle to, 57.5. He could hit that in one long play, right?
Yeah. I wonder how many career 50-yard catches he has. I bet it's double digits.
Yeah, but you got to think, too, that was back in September when Christian Gonzalez was still here and doing his thing. I feel like these numbers are a little weighted to when their defense was healthy. I look for Tyreek to beat Tyreek today. So,
yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah,
especially as bad as they look.
He's allegedly feeling good. That guy just doesn't. He cramps up, he comes off the field, and then he's 100% again. It's like he doesn't stay hurt.
And the Dolphins offense looked so bad last Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. 17 points, only 10 of them came from the offense. They had the pick 6, they got them the other touchdown, and they just didn't look great against we know Philly's defense is a very good defense. I think they're looking for a bounce back spot, and I think this is a pretty good one for them. I just don't know why the line's creeping down. That's why I'm scared now, man.
It's the offensive line, man. I'm telling you. You're missing 3 of your.
And that's huge.
It's half your line is
huge,
gone
man.
On one side. So.
And you see how when a big time offensive lineman goes down, how much it affects some of these teams, man. You don't realize how good these guys are, how valuable they are. You can't just plug somebody else in there and them still get the same productivity that some of these starters are getting, man. It's hard to overcome.
And that's where Eric comes in, because Eric likes to really research some of those matchups where you got somebody on the edge that might not be doing as well against a defensive end matchup. You can talk a little bit about that. I found that interesting how you kind of compare those. And
I love that, dude.
I do too.
Yeah, I love that. I think you're on point right there with that. Go ahead and tell the folks a little bit about what you're doing with those pass rush win rate and all that.
I think it's the only thing ESPN is good for anymore, but they do weekly update the individuals and teams pass rush win rates, like how many reps you win versus the tackle. And it's pretty easy to see, like you'll see TJ Watt and Micah Parsons. Those guys are up near the 30%. And then it seems anything above 20 is good. So I sort of cross-reference, find, top pass rushers who are playing shitty offensive lines And then we go a step further and say, okay, now what quarterback is behind there? Let's see who's getting sacked the most. And a lot of times it'll be like Desmond Ridder or Mac Jones. It's like, okay, I think we can work with this. So I think Chubb, maybe we get a Chubb going today.
Yeah,
I'm
I like that.
looking at the odds there. I also like a Mike Gesicki revenge touchdown. Bradley Chubb plus 150.
I like how you just threw that little Gesicki.
Yeah, just that little tidbit. That was for me. That was like, here's Chubb, and here's your second leg, Chris.
Yeah, here's your parlay leg, man.
Oh, we got two Revengers. We got Devontae Parker going back down to Miami too. Devontae Parker sucks.
I mean, his odds, his touchdown odd has to be high, right? What is that?
They're both plus 450.
What? He ain't caught a touchdown since like 97 or something, right?
Parker? Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, been a hot.
He had that one good year when everybody was like, "Oh, he finally has arrived," and I was like, "Be careful."
Yeah.
Oh, he's like that that winter back in '79. Everybody talks about that season. He had that one good season.
Yeah, he just hadn't been able to stay healthy, man. He's had a lot of injuries, a lot of nagging. Nothing really major, no catastrophic injuries, but he's had a lot of nagging injuries, ankles and hammies and stuff like that, sprained MCLs, different things that just keep him down. But I haven't seen this dude play, 70% of the season in a long time now.
Hey, Genius, who you starting today? Would you start Hunt or Mixon? Flex.
Ooh, that's
man.
That's close.
I've been off Mixon since before the season even started, and he hasn't done anything to change my mind. Hunt is getting geared up and getting played more than he was before.
It's Hunt,
and with Ford injured, I'd be going Hunt probably as well.
And you got Mixon facing the 49ers defense, so
I do have the Bengals winning that game, but
so do we.
Yeah, I do too. I like the Bengals in that spot. I don't think you're going to see a lot of rush yards out of Joe Mixon.
No, it's not going to be Mixon doing it.
Yeah, if they win, Joey Bucket's through for 300 plus.
Is Brock Purdy going to play? I think he is.
He is. He's the only NFL player to ever clear protocol in the same week.
Mm-hmm.
On a short week because it was. I mean, he played Thursday, right? No,
he
played last Monday.
He played in the Monday night game, but they didn't put him in the protocol till Tuesday.
Wednesday,
yeah. Wednesday.
How did you get out of the protocol that fast, Heavy? How did that work? How much money does that cost?
I don't know, but is his left tackle going to play? That's another question we need to.
That's what I'm saying. I think
even
if he does play, Hendrickson might rip his head off in the first series, and he might be right back over there in the blue tent.
You might be right. Because they can't have another Tua fucking public relations fucking bullshit.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely
right?
not.
Yeah,
I agree with you, man.
You can't do that again. All right, Cricket, what else you got, brother?
What y'all think about this game, man? This one right here, Panthers, Texans. I'm on the Panthers, man. I think the Panthers are going to win them 2 or 3 games this year. I think this is going to be one of them. Everybody been real high on the Texans. Both teams coming in off a bye. C.J. Stroud has looked like the best of the rookie QBs. They got studs all over the place down there in Houston that we did not expect to see, that fantasy treasure trove that they are. The Panthers, everybody going to be down on them. Like I said, both teams coming off a bye. Panthers jumped out early on them Dolphins a couple weeks ago, up 2 touchdowns, wound up giving that back and losing by 2 touchdowns. But I like the Panthers on the money line today, man. Y'all tell me why I shouldn't.
I can't tell you why you shouldn't because I took the Panthers on the money line as well.
Let's go, David. I like it, baby.
Watch Heavy, come back with that right hook.
Well,
I know where you're at.
I took a look ahead line last week +3. The line's at -3. Sorry, I took it -3. So I'm taking the Texans in this spot. Don't like it at 3.5 at this point.
No hook.
I just think that the teams are. I get it. Carolina hasn't won a game yet. This could be a good spot. Rookie versus rookie. Both teams coming off bye. But I just think that the teams are just in 2 different directions, and I just don't think this is going to be the week for Carolina. As far as like starters go, it looks like they're missing 3 different defensive starters. I'm not sure exactly who's been ruled out. Eric, you probably could give us that information, but I like the Thielen overs. I mean, we've been hitting them all year. They haven't caught up with it. He's hitting them as well, so it looks like he's taking the escalator bet again. He's not even betting the Thielen, just the normal prop. I think it's 5.5. He's going 7+ and 10+. So That's a safety
worried.
blanket.
I just thought of something crazy, y'all. I bet this is the first ever NFL game where the top 3 picks in the same draft all played in the same game.
Probably.
Gotta be, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is nuts, man. I just not thought about it. It's like because the top 2 picks, I was like, wait a minute, Will Anderson Jr. will be out there too, man. That's pretty crazy.
I think this one will be fun to watch, though. You know, with the quarterback.
So what? Is that 4 first-round picks? Was Mingo in the first round? No.
If he wasn't first round, he was top of the second round. So either way, man, that's pretty crazy right there. And this looks like it might be an ugly game. It's probably wound up being the best game of the weekend, man.
David, what do you think about Collins and Thielen in this game?
I like Thielen more than Collins. I do like Collins, but I'm a big Tank Dell guy. And with him coming back healthy, I'd look more towards Tank.
Is he healthy?
I think I saw something the other day that said he was tied in second for open route or open rate in the NFL.
Hey, Eric, is Tank last year's Pitts?
Maybe.
I mean, you were on Tank. I thought I thought I heard you say his name.
No. Tank's just been hurt. He's good.
Yeah, he can fly, dude. That dude is so fast.
He's like
Tyreek.
I think he's like Zay Flowers. Maybe I don't know if he's better than Zay Flowers, but he's
Mingo
the same
was
shifty.
early second round.
Carolina's missing their best corner. Who would that be?
I don't know if they have a good corner.
I started to say, I was like, man.
It's probably a 7th round pick from somewhere we don't know.
And he's a freaking stud.
Exactly.
I found
corners
this,
typically work.
I found this metric from Scott Barrett, one of the great data nerds. He says the Texans get the Panthers this week, who rank 7th in rate of single high coverage at about 60%. Nico Collins versus single high is 5.23 yards per route run, which is an insane number. And then versus 2 high safeties, 2.01 yards per route run. So I'm thinking Nico Collins is in position to really have himself a game. And then I look at his game logs, and he's had 2 games where he caught 7 for 146 and 1, and he caught 7 for 168 and 2. This feels like a 7 for. I took 7 for 105 and a touchdown and got 10 to 1 on it.
Love
What do
it.
you guys think about that?
He's averaging 18.9 yards per catch.
Yeah, the
nuts.
kid is
91
awesome.
yards a game. So 22 and a half, it looks like longest reception would be his over, but I like his yardage props too.
CJ Stroud to have the most passing yards in the 1 p.m. window is plus 850 or something. I grabbed that also while we were getting ready to start the show because that dude slings it. He's going to throw it 30 plus times. I'm a little worried about Adam Thielen this week because a running back is the new play caller. I'm getting on Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, dude. That was interesting. I didn't know that like they were splitting like the halves of play calling in Carolina. What is Rake was calling calling
that's happened.
Yeah. This happened. So this is going to be the first game this year where this guy is going to be calling the whole game by himself.
So he's been calling half of these games where Thielen is crushing it. Okay.
It's
We're just treating NFL games like intramurals now. We just let anybody call the plays. That's nuts, man.
Call somebody
now
about
Frank Reich.
Do a 50-50.
They're going to let fans call in plays from now on.
I think Doug Peterson, Frank Reich, everyone wants Frank Reich to be Doug Peterson, and I don't think he is as a coach.
It's because we mix them up in our head like Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman. Just be the same guy, so I'm not confused anymore. Yeah. So Carolina's going to get stomped, right? That's what
I think they win straight up.
But
I think they win straight up.
Son of a bitch!
Like
You've
this.
been way too hot for me to just.
I'm on the Panthers money line today, man.
We're split. But just
show
know that
we always agreed.
Just remember, I said I don't like it at 3.5. So
you did. I heard that.
I got it at 3, so I'll take the push if I have to.
That's fair. That's a winner for us, man. We'll take that hook.
Half point's going to get me. Falcons at Titans. Here's another team that's just reaching in a hat and seeing who's going to call plays, who's going to play quarterback. And then if when the media asked Vrabel about it, he's like, don't worry about it. I never said that. Like, dude, don't get so defensive just because you know your game plan sucks. Like, I have a lot of faith in Vrabel as an underdog, as a home underdog, getting the boys up and ready, motivated to win a game. Non-conference road game for Atlanta, that's a game they should lose. But when you're telling me you're playing two different quarterbacks in the same game, I have to take the other team, right? Or no?
I think
if you have if you play two quarterbacks, then you don't have a quarterback. That's the issue with.
I mean
that's football.
I think
they're gonna play. They're gonna play Will Levis today. He's gonna be. He's gonna get to spin that pill a little bit out there, making his debut. And I don't see anybody that gives you a worse chance than Ryan Tannehill right there in that spot. So I think Will Levis going out there. I like the Titans today, man. Got to fade those -2.5.
The Titans on the money line as well. I think Mike Vrabel's tough. They're coming off a bye, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of these teams who start selling off for the future, these other guys who are getting a chance, they come in, and at least for the first few weeks, they play tough for their coach. And it's not just for their coach; they're playing for jobs of the future.
Yeah,
and they don't have tape on them yet.
Exactly.
Right. I'm down with the Titans. The Titans upset today.
I'm with you. I mean, listen. We've all seen how Atlanta's come out in some of these games. They play tight games. And like Cricket said, Tannehill, Levis, if you look at the underlying metrics that all of us just agreed on as far as Vrabel goes against the spread, as an underdog, especially at home, who has he had at quarterback that is going to be any different than what he has today? So as far as those underlying metrics go for Vrabel, at home underdog 61% against the spread, 68% as an underdog of three or more points. And then when he's at home, dog of 3 or more points, he is ridiculous. 8-4 straight up. So money line bet, just like David said. So I think 83% return on investment on the money line in those spots. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Sometimes betting is ugly, and you have to bet the ugly side, and the Titans are the ugly side, but I think they get it done today.
What's up, AK? What you think, man?
About what? The Titans? They stink. Their game plan has been, let's hand the ball off 47 times and then try to run a little play action, and we'll bring DeAndre Hopkins in to do what? What AJ Brown used to do? No, I don't like it.
I did see where the Titans informed Derrick Henry. It was like late last night. The thing came through the update, said that they informed him they would not deal him before the deadline, even though they've been listening to inquiries, but they weren't going to deal him. So I guess Derrick Henry going to stay put in Nashville, man.
He's probably thrilled about that.
I thought he was going to get dealt to the Cowboys or the Ravens, man.
Maybe they're just trying to drive the price up.
I saw the Eagles. The Eagles.
Oh God! Don't give those motherfuckers that big monster.
Man, that'd be a death.
Hey, can you imagine the tush push with that guy?
Oh my God, that's unreal.
Are you kidding me?
Put that.
How long is it before? Do you get? I haven't seen much as far as the tush push goes, but do any teams put two like big ass linemen in the backfield as running backs for the push?
I've only seen position players for the most part. Maybe tight ends.
I'm putting two big ass dudes behind me, just sandwich the quarterback in between the offensive line and just go.
They finally the refrigerator Perry.
Yeah,
Fred Warner finally saw our tweet. We said that the way you stop it is you just hire Troy Polamalu individually when you sign him for everybody every time you play the Eagles, and when they go to do that, Polamalu just jumps over the line of scrimmage.
Fred Warner, that guy was an animal. Fred
Warner did it against the Vikings.
Yeah, maybe that's the way you do.
I gotta head out and get ready for the start sit. So AK is coming in to replace me. I know you're going from Michigan to Appalachian State, but we've seen that win before. So you know. AK, good to see you, bud. I'll hop in your DFS thing like always, and hopefully I'll get the win this time.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, genius. Have a great weekend. Best of luck with the lineups and everything else in your underdog parlays, especially.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Jets, Giants, the battle for the Snoopy Trophy. Is there an actual Snoopy Trophy, or is this a mythical thing that we talk about? I think this game should decide whose logo goes on the 50 for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Like that would be awesome.
Put something on it.
Yeah. Nothing like a little wager.
Is that the logo for MetLife, the Snoopy?
Yep.
His Christmas tree, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Why
you got
Snoopy in the middle of the field.
You got two of the worst quarterbacks in the league going against each other today. So I don't think you're gonna have too many fireworks in this one.
No.
Wait, PJ Walker's playing in this game?
No, but he is starting today.
He is. Oh, Brees
Yeah.
Hall in this game now. Come on now.
That's who I'm excited about.
Man, I traded Bijan for Brees Hall straight up the other day. How'd I do, y'all?
I like it.
I do too.
You have Brees Hall, who has a coach who loves him and understands his talents and can't wait to use him on the field. And then you have Arthur Smith, who's like, watch this. I'm going to put CPAT in on the goal line just to piss these fantasy bros off.
Oh, my God.
And we're still going to win the game, and then I'll be all
his prop
smug in
is
the
plus
post-game.
800 today to score a touchdown. Patterson.
Ooh.
I love Cordero, too, man. I love him. Ball for life.
You know, they love to show him some love on the goal line since he's not going to get very many carries.
No.
What do y'all think about this one?
Under.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's going to be weather up. It's going to be raining, isn't it, or somewhat?
Yeah, I mean, 36 is too low. Not like that just tells you have to take the under. Cricket, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, man. I love these unders. I'm gonna take a couple unders in the 30s today. I'm gonna do it in the Seahawks Browns game and in this game because I don't think I'm gonna see a whole lot of points. I mean, even if there is like some weather, even if it wasn't, if it was 75 and sunny, these offenses are pretty bad, man. With, like you said, Steps, two of the best quarterbacks in the league there, man. I don't see a lot of points out of this one. And you throw the weather in there, I'm going under that 36. I think a lot of people get scared of those because the number's so low, but I love betting unders in the 30s.
Yeah.
37 or below since November 2019, 25-1.
Lock it in, baby.
Wow, that's a significant number.
Is that good? 25-1.
Whoa,
is that good?
Decent.
That's probably what your record was yesterday.
Yeah, that's about what we did yesterday.
Brees Hall is the highest projected running back ownership wise on my website, on the website here.
Well,
by a mile.
I did just plug him into my lineup.
By a mile.
Him and CMC, there's a booster on Bet Online for those two plus touchdowns, and it's like 11,000 plus 11,000
for both of them to get 2+.
Yeah, there might be a third player involved, but I bet it because I was like, or it might have been. I think I bet $1 to win 100 on whatever that bet was, but it's in the like the odds boosters on Bet Online.
Oh wow, Baltimore is second against the tight end. I guess I'm not using Trey McBride.
I don't. It's actually a pivotal game for both of these teams,
right? Oh, yeah. It's just an ugly game.
Yeah, I mean, they're hot garbage, but it's at least got some meaning to it.
Absolutely.
This decides if you pack it in or not. I mean, are you going to keep trying and tell yourself Aaron Rodgers is walking through that door and use that as your motivating force?
Or did you see he was throwing some passes without his boot?
That's kind of incredible, man. To be that
what was he 4 to 6 weeks out?
That's what I'm saying. That's not a long
all
time.
mushrooms too. All mushrooms did that.
Well, you can't forget the dolphin sex noises.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Black rooms. Seclusion.
Hot chicks.
Darkness retreats.
The dolphin sex noises. Those are critical.
Most of the time, whenever you're in a walking, when you have an Achilles repair, you're in a walking boot for about 6 weeks or so.
How long has it been for him? 8? No, about 6.
Long. It's week 7. He got hurt. It's week 8. He got hurt week 1, so 7, I think.
So that's not out of the question. He probably had a heel lift. Usually they'll take you out and they'll taper you down through half-inch heel lifts until your heel gets flat on the ground. So that's the typical protocol.
As much flack as we give him, he does take care of himself. I mean, he does it in conventional ways, but he does take care of himself.
He's still in the NFL over 40 years old, so he's doing something right. Mm-hmm.
So you're calling the Jets versus the Giants a pack it in game? Should we? Is this the
loser leaves town?
Loser
leaves town game.
This is Maui on, or what is it? Cancun on 3 game.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Losing teams
you got to
play at a high school stadium for the rest of the year.
You no longer get to use the facility if you lose this. You have to play.
Loser has to play their home games at Rutgers.
I think this is a great fucking idea. How can we get this on board for these people today before 1 p.m. kickoff? I think this is a great idea.
Somebody's about to be Snoopy. Somebody's about to be Charlie Brown.
That's right.
Somebody
here's
does Mopox.
regardless though, they have two great fan bases.
Oh,
so
they do.
That's what they. That's what they should have.
You
done.
know
They
what
should've-
sucks? Can I tell you what sucks the worst about the Aaron Rodgers injury? Coming from just like an NFL fan, is I wanted them to lose a few games, and I really wanted to see how the media reaction was. Like, I wanted to watch every press conference because for the last 30 years he's been asked questions by his cousin and his aunt, and then everybody else that just absolutely sucks his cock every time he gets up there. And Green Bay, and guess what? Green Bay is a town of fucking 6 people, so that's just what you're gonna get the home cooking. But New York, I was like, and Rodgers used to get pissy about any kind of question, so I was like, New York is gonna eat his lunch. God, that sports radio was gonna be.
He's a changed man. He went to the darkness retreat.
God,
Didn't he come out early
I
though?
feel
He
like
was
we
supposed
got
to be there
fucking
longer.
Here's what they should have done for this game. They should have made it the Peanuts game, and they should have done alternate jerseys with the Charlie
Absolutely.
Brown characters.
Yep.
This definitely needs
would've
to like
been-
be a bowl game in college football or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
What side are you on? New York versus New York.
Under.
Are you
kinda
asking?
No
Yeah,
points.
I don't want
Under.
No points.
Under. Just take the
the
under.
Jets. I want the Jets to keep winning so that we keep having to see the Aaron Rodgers saga play out. Is he
Yeah.
coming back? Is he not coming back? I think that's just hilarious.
I
Yeah,
agree.
well, it does give us something to talk about. I
Is
do
it
like
Tyrod
and
today?
memes. You could always make a good meme.
It is
Yes.
cricket.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's Tyrod.
I think
Man.
Tyrod gives them a better chance to win, man. I think they've looked better with him running the show. I do. I mean, I know
I
he's
think-
not an overall better quarterback than Daniel Jones, but I just think he's looked better, escaping the pressure and giving that team
Let me-
a chance to win.
Let me
I
give
think
you
that's why
another-
his nagging neck injury is lasting another week. I think the coach also realizes that Tyrod gives them a better chance to win. I
Yeah.
think the boys get more fired up to play for Tyrod than Daniel Jones.
unless
It
it's
seems
the end
that
of the
way.
half and he has to call an audible.
Yeah, just
That's hard.
don't run the ball from the one with 11 seconds
Let me
left.
give you a little sneaky DFS right here. Way down there.
Tell us, bro.
3,000 to 4,000 range. Jalen Hyatt.
Yes, sir. Tell him.
He is a burner.
He's had 5 targets last time with Tyrod Taylor. So
I
just
love
like-
it.
That's like pouring to Cricket's ears right there.
I love it, man. I've been waiting on him to get this guy more involved. You draft him to be your deep threat and all that stuff. And I understand they haven't had a lot of time to throw the ball deep because of being sacked the second most in the NFL right here. But Tyrod, like I said, avoiding that pressure a little bit gives Jalen Hyatt a little more time to get down the field. And that dude's going to get open, man. He's a sure-handed guy, sure-handed deep threat. So I like seeing them get him more involved. And I like that, AK.
his
I agree,
targets
too.
are going up and up and up.
Yeah.
And he's
What
gonna-
wasn't he coming out of college? Like they said that he was a little bit. Was he raw with like route running and stuff like that? Was he?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He's just a burner guy, man.
He's-
And
yeah,
that
he's
offense
putting
Josh
it
Heupel's got
together.
down there, you just like light out and go, man, a lot of times. He does need to polish up the route running just a little bit, but very sure-handed and can fly, man.
Well, that's a great
Yeah.
sign that he's getting more involved, and that means that he's showing up in practice and he's, progressing to what they wanted him to be. And they you look at that roster. I said it going into the season. You've got Paris Campbell's your number 1. Like I'm a Colts fan.
Yikes.
I didn't even want him my number 3 slot receiver. He's always been hurt. He sucks. Other than Waller, that offense is handicapped, and they've got all that money tied up into a quarterback that is not good. Albeit the offensive line hasn't been healthy, but still with it, like I don't care if you put like all pros up there. Is Daniel Jones really going to be a difference maker?
No.
Look-
Is Thomas
Look
going to
at
be
what-
back in the offensive line for the Giants? Sorry, AK. I just
No,
wondered.
I
is
think
Thomas
he
gonna be
might
back?
play.
Okay, that's a
Yeah, I
big deal,
think
man. If that dude
correct.
plays, that's a big deal.
Look at what
Yeah,
Dayball
Andrew
does,
Thomas
right?
is a big deal.
He comes
Hey,
from
Patriot
comes-
over in the Rumble chat, real quick. He's on Dallas, Jacks, and KC. All single plays with a prop sprinkle. And I have that prop already, actually.
Andrew
What's his-
Thomas doubtful.
Ooh,
Doubtful.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be
so
Go ahead. What
Dayball
were you going to say, AK?
he comes. I mean, Dayball from the Buffalo system, right? What does the Buffalo system do? They don't have any intermediate game. It's either down the field or it's tight ends and get the ball out. So Jalen Hyatt, I think, will continue. I think this is a good game for him. I think he'll get
Quentin
80 yards.
Jefferson. That's
Go
the
ahead,
one, dude. Quentin Jefferson over half a sack plus 220. That's the one.
Mm.
who's he
Plus
matching up
220?
against? I guess the backup,
The
left tackle.
backup. Yeah. A backup left tackle or the guy who
Probably-
told all the New Yorkers they flip burgers. What's his name? I already forgot his name.
Who's the guy that's off the couch? Is he playing
Pugh, baby.
Is he left tackle?
Yeah.
Love that guy, man.
We're gonna bet against him.
It's gonna be Quentin Jefferson versus Justin Pugh.
I love Justin Pugh, man.
You damn right.
Eric, you're a villain right here, buddy.
This Saints game has the one I want to bet the most, Samson Ebukam, but it's not on the board. So just know when Samson Ebukam takes Derek Carr down inevitably that I was right.
It probably is on DraftKings and FanDuel, but of course we can't get that crap. So
bastards.
DraftKings and FanDuel offer you all kinds of shit to bet on, man.
Bovada's probably the best
wearing a cup
to get crazy.
They got odds on that, man.
Alt lines and stuff, so.
Oh yeah, you can bet on Bovada. You can bet. I mean, outcomes of Trump's various legal dealings. And they have everything.
Yeah.
I got so pissed off that I couldn't get a stolen base prop and a walk prop that I deposited money into Bovada last night so I can bet those for the next 3 World Series games.
Yep. I bet that Zion Williamson would get a restraining order on that chick by the end of October on Bovada.
that lady
like they have everything.
You probably had to lay money on that, man.
No, it was like plus 1,300, plus 1,200.
Wow, all right.
What a deal.
Clean living, man.
I'm like, I've met a few of her. That's a definite possibility.
Yeah.
Hey, Will's over on the Rumble chat just laying it out. Throwing prop bets, putting the action out.
All right.
Getting it done.
Get some of this.
What's up, Mod?
It's his turn today. It's his turn.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Patriots to win. Mac Jones 2 touchdowns plus 650.
I
that's
cannot buy into this Patriots.
Whoa.
Holy
cow.
I've been hearing that Patriot stuff all week. Get in here and talk to us, man. Get on camera, man. You can hop in here and talk to us about it.
Hey, Will, it's in the if you get on Twitter, it's in the chat, bro. Jump in here and
holy moly. Now,
even the guy named Patriot is fading the Patriots. I mean,
he is a Cowboys
easy fade. What do you think, AK? You like the Patriots this week? You like Belichick to come back?
No.
Yeah, that's about how much faith I have in it.
The Tua is projected very low ownership. Tua and Mac Jones are right beside each other in the ownership rankings of DFS, below 4%. And I'm looking at that like I really don't. I mean, if the Patriots win, great, but I mean, Tua being that's some tomfoolery there.
Yeah,
that's some tomfoolery there.
Indeed.
So, but yeah, I don't. And then this other game, I mean, don't be afraid to play a little Gardner Minshew there. Don't be afraid to play Gardner Minshew. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I like.
Or the shoe.
I like it.
Minshew
at home
for the Minshew.
Are we getting to the point where we don't want Gardner Minshew, our starting quarterback, where we've been okay as a little bit of 4 or 5 games, and we want our starting quarterback, but he's here for the long haul. But is this where he hits his little skid in the road where he proves to us why he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL?
I still think he is proving that every game because he turns the ball over hilariously. It's just he puts up a lot of yards.
I know he's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger.
From a DFS fantasy perspective, I'm like, hey, dude, let's go.
Yeah.
Speak of him, and he'll show up. Coach Belichick, is that your salute to service hoodie you got there?
We're gonna just play some good, clean football today, and try not to turn the ball over, and maybe get a win or 2 here, and
on to Miami again.
What up, fellas? Belichick is back, baby. Let's go. Miami had what did you say? Had to get Jalen Ramsey off the IR because they're scared. Oh, I love it.
Oh. Hey, Kendrick Bourne in this game now. Let's go.
Okay.
Telling you, boys, feeling it today. I woke up, took a sip of coffee, and it felt right. It just came to me,
I know, man.
Felt right.
The line's creeping down too, man. You're all the way down to +8 on DraftKings. It's scaring me away, man.
Don't they always win in Miami?
A wise man, like a day or 2 ago, told me someone knows something when stuff like this happens.
It does, man. I'm telling you.
This is how fans wake up and bet their team. That's what. That's how. This is.
I need to recover after my Cougs, man. God, they're awful.
Yeah, you missed out on all the fun Arizona parlays, all that stuff.
Arizona come back and win last night.
Yeah, y'all threw a lot of shade at me for throwing the little Arizona college football teams out there last night. I know I hated to do it against your Cougs, man. Y'all threw shade at me for that. AJ.
I did not. I
Actually,
parlayed it
I told
with
you.
the
all with you.
Diamondbacks and crushed that parlay. Hey, this is what I did yesterday. AJ, listen to this. It was cold as fucking Wisconsin. I was like, I got to channel in some Arizona heat. So I took the Arizona State
Makes
Sun
sense.
Devils money line, Arizona Wildcats money line, Arizona Diamondbacks money line, all plus money, all underdogs, all cash. Woke up this morning.
Now he's looking for a dishwasher.
Little happy.
That's what he done
No,
bought
Hey,
washers and
got it.
dryers this
Hey,
week.
I hit a
man.
touchdown parlay on Thursday night that just bought us our new washer and dryer. No bullshit.
Okay,
I know. I heard.
That's what I said. I didn't know if you heard or not, but that's incredible what that man did on Thursday night, man.
Yeah.
That don't even make no sense.
How come the
Yeah.
Diamondbacks don't have the little rattlers in the stands?
For real. What's
Yeah,
up with
right.
that?
should.
Maca something.
Yeah, you can't make like a necklace or maybe some kind of beer cup that
Come
rattles. I mean, figure
It
it
is-
out.
Dude,
You know what you get if you put a little gap on the bottom of each plastic cup and put 1 or 2 BBs in there or
There you
ball
go.
bearings. When you made the cup snake, you'd have thousands of those in there.
Oh,
They should give away
That
like
took me
bracelets or
30
something.
seconds.
Bracelets.
what? They got 17 people around a fucking table in the think tank fucking on marketing in that 30 seconds on Wake and Rake. Hey, dude. Boom. Fucking your playoff dreams are you're selling it's perfect.
I mean, that would be loud. You
Let's
get like
go.
1,000 cups together.
oh, that would
I
be
mean, we should
incredible.
trade my
dude.
my
That would be.
intellectual property.
For-
That's my
forget-
intellectual property.
Forget the Mississippi State cowbells.
Yeah, dude, that's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
I'm amazed by how good it is and how quickly I came up with it. It's like
I
the
love it.
universe just handed it to me.
You could get the polyurethane and you can make them as hard as soft as you want to get the right decibels so it's not too fucked up. You can make this perfect.
We need a
And
cup
for cheap.
manufacturer.
Let's go.
We need.
Can
a
you
cup
imagine those
manufacturer.
going? Can you imagine those going off on like a big, like a late inning, like 2-2 count,
dude.
and it's just rattling.
Oh,
Did you hear how
the
loud
whole
Texas
stadium.
was when Seager hit that home run the other night? Oh my God!
wow. You should have
Yeah,
seen how
baby.
loud my living room was,
I have
bro.
goosebumps right now thinking about it.
Mm.
That was
That's
the last
Arby's.
leg of one of my parlays.
Arby's needs to
man.
sponsor Kyle Seager because he tied it number 5, tied it at 5. Bring
5
back
for
the Arby's
5.
5 for 5 for the World Series.
Yes,
I got the free
yes.
Taco Bell
We
yesterday.
are crushing. We are crushing marketing today. What?
I
What are they?
mean, this
They
isn't
gave
even our
tacos.
department.
That's all
Tacos.
they got. Yeah, Taco Bell.
Arby's
Taco
somehow is
Bell.
still in business.
Like,
Somehow.
I don't know. I was on Instagram. It seems like people like tacos. That's as deep as they go. I mean, we're creating snake cups over here. Fucking bringing back the 5 for 5. I mean, America would really appreciate something like that right now.
Hell yeah, we would. I like that idea. Bring back that 5 for 5. That shit's gold.
Yeah. Oh man, dollar Whoppers on Wednesdays. You might be too young for
Ooh-wee.
that, Cricket. Once upon a time.
No, I mean, I don't know if I remember dollar Whoppers, man, but yeah,
Dollar
I remember a little
menus
discount day. They gave
in
us a coupon.
general.
Whopper Wednesdays.
Coupon.
Pull up there and you say
Hmm.
insurance down there. We say insurance. You say insurance. You say coupon. You say
Coupons.
if you say coupon, fuck you.
We
That's
say
right.
y'all. We say
We're not
y'all.
friends if you
That's
call
our-
them coupons.
Nope. Say coupon. You probably leave your cart in the handicap parking space. Saints at Colts. Saints minus what is that? A 1.5?
Yep.
Wow.
What do you
It's,
guys
I
think
think
No
about the,
idea what to do with that.
It's up to 2 on DraftKings, so I
I
don't
am-
know. It's weird.
I'm
Cricket,
not
what about this
encouraged by what
total?
I've seen from Derek Carr.
Hey, it's at 2 on Bet Online too.
You put Jameis in there, and I'll lay 3
2.5.
points.
I apologize. 2.5.
Put
Hey,
Jameson
Olave,
there.
is Olave playing in this game?
Yep.
Let me check that.
He
we
plays
sure-
for the Saints, man. He's playing.
I know, but like he got arrested and whatnot. I didn't know if they
Oh yeah, he did. didn't he?
disciplinary action or
Ah,
what.
35 over. Nobody.
He
Maybe
got
that's
arrested.
yeah. He was going 30. He was going 70 and a 35, and they like handcuffed him. And he
Holy
said,
And then,
shit.
when
he
he was going-
pulled the whole "I play for the Saints" and it didn't really work out. for
"Yeah."
him.
On the way to the cop car, he goes, "I play for the Saints, man." And the cop
You don't
goes,
know me?
And
I'd be like, yeah, that's why I'm
surprised-
arresting your bum ass. What you been doing this year?
I'm
which, to
surprised
be
he was
fair,
going that fast because he seems to not. He seems to stop on his routes a lot.
That's
I don't
fair. he
blame him.
does.
I don't blame him for trying because I play for the Buckeyes, man. Worked every single time. that has 100%.
Oh, absolutely. He had nothing to worry about in Columbus. He drove 100 everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, all those wide receivers, I'm sure, could do whatever they wanted, but not down in Nowlands. You haven't scored enough touchdowns, son.
Steps, tell me why your Colts are winning this game, man.
Well, I mean, I think I like the total side a little bit more than I would, either the +1 or the -1. But I think that total's crept from 40.5 up to 43, I think is where it's at. Colts been putting up some points lately, but I think that both of these defenses are a little bit better than some of these point totals we've seen put up against them. I think we're going to see a little bit more defense today. So I do kind of like taking that under with the line moving up like that. But as far as the matchup goes, I think, it states the case right here. Dennis Allen, 13-1 against the spread as a favorite. It's like 24%, 6-9 straight up. So I mean, look, as a favorite, look how close this line is here. So, and then Carr, 17-34-1 against the spread as a favorite. So I mean, like he says, if you're going to make Dennis Allen a favorite, you might as well keep betting against him. So I think if you're going to take a side, you go Indy. But I like the total a little bit more than the side.
Listen, all you need to know about this game is that Gardner Minshew, he a Coug. And what do Cougs do? We saw last night. All we do is lose. All right. The Saints don't win this game. I'm retiring from sports betting.
Oh, you've been riding
Mad Dog confession.
You've been riding.
Saints will win this game.
Saints
About heard that.
Give it to Alvin Kamara every time.
Colts, Titans, Steelers. You can get Colts, Titans, Steelers money line 9-1. I'm doing that. $5.
Hey, another little sneaky DFS here. Rashid Shaheed.
You and I are like president and vice president of his fan club.
Oh,
this kid is
last
good.
year, I played him so much last year. He's phenomenal. I love Shaheed.
He's so fast too, man.
The shit's gonna hit the fan. You better believe it.
Well, they got Carr's got to make a good throw for them to score. So let's start there.
Thing.
Dude, Carr's gonna eat his Wheaties this morning. He's gonna be just fine. Don't worry about it.
You've thought that a couple weeks now.
I gotta be right eventually.
Remember the game you hit? I think you hit Jacksonville over, but we didn't want to talk about. I think you had the Saints -2 in that one, right? Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We only talk about the over because everyone was telling me how the under was hitting, and everyone was against me.
Maybe the Saints will come through for you.
Will's on the Saints like I was on CJ Stroud's over interception props for 18 weeks in a row or whatever. I finally got it though.
Eventually cashed.
Finally get it. It did eventually hit, man. Yeah, I figured I can't keep losing, right?
Will knows I'm his biggest fan. Like I said, I think today's going to be his day. Everybody's taking their turn. It's NFL Sunday. He is the NFL guy. This is going to be his day. Cricket
It'll
had
be a
his
good
day
day.
yesterday.
Speaking of that, I will leave on that compliment because I got to go make a video real quick, and then I got to put out my card and stuff like that. So, gentlemen, good luck today. Go cash some tickets, okay?
Thanks for stopping by.
I might be live at nap time if anyone wants to come hang out and watch some football games. So,
okay,
absolutely,
look out for that.
All right, brother, be safe. Good luck today, man.
See ya.
See you, buddy.
We're like the internet version of that one friend's garage where you could just walk past and at any given time there's 6 people in there burning, one hanging out reading Thrasher magazine.
Yeah,
Thrasher magazine.
The 2023 style of that.
Yep.
Digital on your Kindle.
Yeah.
On your Kindle. Yeah, there are no magazines anymore, man. On your Kindle.
It's actually an audio
That's
tape.
back when we used to listen to football on radio in the garage. Nobody had a TV in the garage. You couldn't hang a TV up back then. They weighed 300 pounds.
I started to say,
pull your fucking wall down.
I bought a 43-inch TV in like 99 or 2000, right before the flat screens became extremely affordable. And I just had this 900-pound, $1,200 television that was an absolute dinosaur in like
I had
1
one
year.
too. Projection TV, dude. They're so cheap now. You can get like an 85-inch right now for $400 easy.
Crazy.
Anywhere.
That is crazy.
Yeah, now when we need TV, it's like grocery shopping for TVs. Now you just throw one in the cart at Walmart. They're like $20 for a 47-inch.
You're paying for a refresh rate at this point. Like that's all you're really paying for. On the picture. So
yeah. Should we run through our DFS lineups before you got to go there, AK?
I'm good for a little while.
Okay.
Oh well, he's got the next game here.
Yeah, you're right. Oh,
Your Niners at home getting the Bengals.
People
I may or may
out.
not have picked the Bengals.
It's not a bad pick. I mean,
I picked them.
They do what Minnesota does on steroids. You remember in their playoff game against Buffalo last year, they ate them up on the intermediate, and that's what kills the 49ers. Joe Burrow is a master against zone coverage, especially the last few games. And if Kirk Cousins can throw for 400 or almost 400, Joe Burrow certainly can with all those weapons at his disposal. So it's not, I mean, the 49ers, the defensive scheme is what's killing them. They can't get off the field. If you look at their time of possession, people are just eating them up with these little intermediate throws. So everybody's mad at Purdy, but if you look at how many plays they've had run against them comparatively to what they've run in the time of possession, that's where they're getting beat. So
why isn't Fred Warner patrolling the middle there? What's he doing? Rushing the pass?
I was looking at some film, and the way that they're running their scheme is kind of straight up. They're not doing anything exotic, like overloading one side of the ball to give Bosa a cleaner
release
at the line of scrimmage. So they're not scheming anything up on the front seven. It's kind of just straight up. When they blitz, that's when they get eaten up.
This is why they came after the coordinator in the media.
Yep.
I got a question. for you. Purdy. If the line was if the line moved from 3.5 to 6 after they announced that he was out, and now they've announced that he's going to play, and the line only moved down 0.5 point to -5.5. Is he held like?
It was 5.5 early, and then it moved to 3.5 when they started talking about him being out, and now it's moved back up to 5.5. Is the line movements I've seen on DraftKings this week, and I think that's the moving it down is expecting Sam Darnold to be the starter, but with Brock Purdy, I think they just moved it back to the original line. So that one you got to kind of really, as far as the line movement goes, it's just because the questions about him going to be able to play, and if he's playing now, I still think 5.5. Anything over a field goal for the Bengals, I think is a good spot.
But is he? Do you think he's good to go for sure?
I don't think they know, man. He's obviously going to be the guy that clears the protocol the fastest or whatever. Nobody else had done all that stuff and everything. So I really don't think they know. I think he's going to have to pass the test an hour and a half before the game. And if he does, he'll play. If not, he won't.
And if it even looks like he might have bumped his head, he's going to get yanked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about Chase? How about Chase today? Do you think that you'll see a similar connection like they had a couple weeks ago where they just blew up? Because there's a great odds booster I saw where it was like Joe Burrow 2 or 3 touchdowns, but Chase to have like over 100 yards.
Is T. Higgins playing?
Yes, I'm looking at the injury report, and his name is not on it.
They're going to have
that obviously takes some volume away, but he hadn't looked good when he was playing earlier this year. Dropping some balls and things like that. I don't think he's very happy there. He wants to go get paid and wants to go somewhere. He wants to be the number 1 wide receiver somewhere, which he can be, but he just hadn't looked great. So I don't know how to take that. I don't know if he's going to come out there and be old T. Higgins, or if he's going to show me what I've seen this year.
He's been catching like 2 of 8 targets and stuff like that. Very unlike him.
Yeah. Dropping balls that I've not seen him drop ever.
They're going to have they're going to be able to throw the ball. I'll tell you that right now. They're going to Joe Burrow he's only just under 6% projected ownership, but I'm not afraid to play Burrow.
Do we like Joey Buckets on his over for passing yards in? What is that number at?
That I don't know.
Good question.
They're probably around 250.
Expect the 49ers to get back to running the ball. They'll take it. I bet you they'll take the ball if they win the toss.
Okay.
And they'll run it right down the field. Because
yardage 250.5. Nailed it.
I was going to say, I figured it all over that. I think I like his over on that one, man.
Yeah, I think he flies over that.
I do. Again, zone coverage. He's one of the highest rated passers against zone coverage. Tyler Boyd might have a big game if you're looking for a little DFS.
Okay, I like that.
I think J-Vi.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd's the intermediate guy. Looking at
Tyler Boyd first touchdown score.
Boy,
that might be juicy. I bet you get 15 to 1 or better on that.
So,
Patriot over in the Rumble chat said, "Fuck y'all and your douchebags."
Douchebags.
That was a rough game.
the Zona Lisa. That's what
It was not a rough game for us. It was a rough game for the books.
Oh man, that series going 7 games. It don't matter.
If the Diamondbacks win, that's what they should call it. Whenever
he's on a plus 5,000 ticket.
Wow. Dre Greenlaw didn't practice non-injury. Brock Purdy full practice yesterday. Deebo Samuel out with a shoulder. Trent Williams questionable with an ankle. Hasn't practiced all week, but Trent Williams doesn't need to practice.
Another 3,000 guy on DFS, Ray McLeod.
I like Ray, man. Ooh. I do like Ray. Is Greenlaw? I mean, it said non-football injury, whatever, no injury, but he's been banged up for a few weeks now. Come back, got to play last week. He plays well, but he winds up. That dude flies around to the ball too. I love watching him play the game.
Yeah,
but he's banged up, man. Have you heard anything about him? Is he playing today?
Yeah, I mean, he's from what I know, from what I saw, he's playing. But he just plays with reckless abandon. Every year he needs to be, put in the cryo chamber and listening to dolphins' sex noises and whatever else he needs to.
Because that's a different defense with that dude on the field, man. It allows Fred Warner to more free reign and all that stuff. And I just think with that guy out on the field, it makes that defense so much better.
The talent on the defense is not. They're a little thin at corner, but the talent on the defense is not the question. It's the execution of the scheme.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think they're going to win, obviously, but that's just me as a Niners fan.
I get it.
McCaffrey practiced all week. That scares me off the Juszczyk touchdown. Anytime McCaffrey's questionable, I like to think about Kyle Juszczyk maybe getting some receiving, some goal line stuff, touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Shanahan loves Kyle Juszczyk because he's a football guy. He's a classic fullback. He's gonna be a coach after he retires, right?
Absolutely, gotta be.
He should.
I always want to bet him anytime touchdown, but I can never make myself do it. And then I see him get one like twice a year, and I'm like, damn it, I knew it was coming.
It's when Debo's out. When Debo's out, especially that's
which is
Debo
today.
That's today.
That's today.
So,
Juszczyk first touchdown score. Let's go.
Is this going to be a squad ride?
I'll ride with y'all for a little sprinkle.
What's the bet?
Oh,
Kyle Juszczyk anytime touchdown. First touchdown's 35 to 1.
Oh man, I'll buy that for $1.
Touchdown is it's usually about plus 800. Kyle Juszczyk plus 900.
Let's just take his anytime.
I like the anytime. If I can get plus 900 anytime, I like that.
Yep. Putting $4 on that, $1 on first touchdown.
Oh, ship it. Just send that man the money.
Yourself.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings and Ray are good plays, 4,000 and below for DFS.
Juwan Jennings was getting a lot of run last week. I expected Brandon Ayuk to catch 10, and he, 5 or 6 in the first half, and then we completely forgot Brandon Ayuk existed.
Yeah, 5 for 57 before halftime. Doesn't catch another ball. What's going on there, man?
His yardage total was 65.5. I'm like, fuck, this is in the bag. We only need 10 more yards.
Oh, that's gross. That's a bad beat, bud.
They didn't have the ball.
That's true.
They couldn't get off the field. I mean, you when you look at a game like that, they only punted one time. Everybody's like, "What's wrong with Purdy?" I'm like, they punted one time, and it was late.
And everybody wants to give Brock Purdy. I know he threw the bad pick last week, but I'm pretty sure he was concussed and couldn't see straight. But the week before, they want to give him shit about the Browns. He led y'all down the field, man. Gave Jake Moody a 41-yard field goal to win that thing. It ain't his fault. He can't kick the field goal too.
I know. After the concussion, he was 2 of 6 with 2 interceptions. After that play.
Yeah, because the man couldn't see straight. Did you see the play that they think it happened on too? He got his on one of them tush pushes, man, but he got blasted from all 3 sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
That might be the death of the tush push. It's at least the beginning of the end of the tush push. And I look forward to never having to say tush again.
Yep.
Personally.
We should do a segment on here called the Cush Push.
I like it.
I like that. There you go. Yes, sir.
Perfect. We could promote Can of Bloom Pharmacy's
there you go.
products.
That's right.
This is the game of the week that'll push your bets. The Cush Push.
The Cush Push, baby. Get you high on life.
We are, the brainstorm is absolutely thunder and lightning.
Category 5
there
up
he
here.
is.
That's right.
He's back. It's a Category 5 brainstorm. Absolutely.
Hey, I found that mega parlay touchdown parlay. it was McCaffrey, Hall, and Walker all to have 2 touchdowns. Plus 12,000.
Oh man,
it's $120 on $1.
$1, dude.
Hey,
$1.
Like
Come on.
I'll put
It's
it.
worth
I'll
a
spend $1
dollar.
on worse.
Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Y'all tell me about this game right here, man. Chiefs Broncos. It's weird. This is weird.
Well-
Everybody wants to pile on the Chiefs. I don't think I can.
The Broncos haven't beaten the Chiefs since the Obama administration, so that is a factor. Pat Mahomes undefeated on the road in the AFC West doesn't seem like a real number. Why is it only 7? Why do they want us to take the Chiefs so bad, Heavy?
That's what I'm saying.
It's snowing there, right? It's supposed to be a blizzard.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like a foot.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a lot
what's
of
the
snow,
total? You know, what's the total at? 40
46 and a half, man. It's on my magic number, man. I think it's going over, even with the snow. You know,
It's
snow doesn't
supposed-
affect the total as much as rain and wind does. Yeah, I don't know how I need to look at the wind and stuff like that. If it's gonna be real windy, I'll stay off the over. But I don't. The snow, man, you can still, you know, they just shoveling that stuff off the field, got their plows and stuff. So it really is not affecting too much right there. The ball doesn't stay soaking wet. So I think I'm looking to go over in this game.
I mean, Air Force just put up like 30 something in the snow last night against Colorado.
30-13, I think was the final of that one. It was basically the same deal. I mean, it was 94% chance of snow or something that game. It's going to roll over into the day. But
nobody runs a damn ball like Air Force, baby.
No, sir. The Falcons are awesome. Yeah, I think Kansas City wins this game, man. But a touchdown, this totally feels like one Kansas City could have to maybe fall behind early and just Pat Mahomes be Pat Mahomes and battle back. It feels like maybe a 24-20, 24-20, 28-24 type game for me.
Now, she who shall not be named will not be in attendance for this game. So that means Travis Kelce will not be trying half as hard.
How many Halloween costumes do you think will be in the stands?
Ooh, that's a good total.
Does Bovada have an over-under on
that? Maybe.
Man, my girlfriend showed me yesterday. One of her friends, their kids, they're like 7 or 8 years old. They dressed up as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me, man.
Oh man, I bet that one's popular this year.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
What all the cool kids are doing.
I don't know about this. I don't know if I'm playing anybody from this game DFS wise.
Yeah, man, you got to be careful here. I'll tell you what, I like a Cortland Sutton anytime touchdown for the Broncos.
Butch P said Pacheco
5.
Just because Denver sucks against the run.
Pacheco seems like a snowcat too. He's from Rutgers.
Well, he runs with high knees, so his feet will never get caught in the snow.
Yeah, I mean that man. He runs like as a personal vendetta against the ground.
Yeah, he drives me crazy. You see him do what he did against the Jets when he went back home to New Jersey there and just reckless abandon, looked like the best running back in the league. And I haven't seen that guy show up since. What is he doing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm always surprised by how much the Chiefs use him. They love him. 7th round pick.
The only time they use him is when I bet his unders.
Yeah. then it's a 25 carry game.
Yeah, he's got a 70 yards in the first half.
This will be the game to do it.
Yep, I'm afraid to bet the Chiefs in the snow in Denver when it's so obvious that they should win by 10.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I can't. Those games that are so obvious usually are not. And so I start looking for those spots. I think this is one of them. You got to be careful here, man. Everybody's going to want to take the Chiefs, but you got to be careful.
Yeah, my thoughts, no bet for me. Smart guy.
Smart guy writing this. If you do bet it, buy the hook down, man. So that way, if you win by a touchdown, you at least get it right there.
Yes.
Yep. Take that minus 135 or whatever to get 6.5.
Just because you be plus money at the end of the night, and that's what matters.
That's right, Chris. Tell him, man.
He's learning.
Every single bet doesn't have to be plus money. We just want to be plus money at the end of the night.
Yeah, because don't forget, you're not just getting that less than your bet back. You're also getting your whole bet back. So,
Yep, that's right.
It's all about waking up to crooked green numbers in the morning. That's what it's about.
Love that.
Browns at Seahawks. Are we going to have some snow in this one too, or is the upper northwest not catching up? Nice.
Nope.
Feels like a Jackson Smith and Jigba game after seeing what Josh Downs just did to the Browns. Maybe the slot receiver, the little shifty guy, is their weakness.
What do you think about the offensive line they're missing half the side for Seattle?
Really?
That's a bad team to miss it against.
Yeah,
right?
No shit.
Elite pass rush, top 4th in pass rush and run stop win rate for Cleveland. But PJ Walker is their starting quarterback this week.
Maybe look at all the sack props for the Browns then, man. A lot of them. You might want to pile on. You might want to get sacked 4 or 5 times today.
I think the Seahawks are going to get rolling today. That's just my opinion.
That's fair.
No, the Seahawks suck. They're scumbags. They're cowards. I hate the Seahawks. Cowards.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from you, in your fandom. So
they stink.
Hey, the weather looks like it's going to be. Weather looks like it'll be about 54 degrees. We're looking at it doesn't look like there's going to be no precipitation, nothing like that. Wind's not too bad, only about 4 miles an hour, gusts 5 miles an hour. So, yeah, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all.
That's perfect football weather.
Jerome Ford's battling an ankle injury, so people are going to be playing the absolute bejeebles out of Kareem Hunt in DFS.
Is that a good idea?
I mean, he's going to be pretty relatively high ownership, but 7-8%.
What about Pierre Strong? Pierre.
He's probably like less than 2%, man. That might not be a bad spot.
Less than 1%.
Yeah.
What's that song from The Little Mermaid?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
French
about.
chef. Yes.
Yeah. I can't sing it for you, man, but I do.
Song. Of course, I cut off their legs and I rip out their bones.
You're a fool, man. I love it.
Disney used to go pretty hard in the paint.
Yeah.
Aladdin had some crazy shit in their songs too.
Yeah.
They'll cut off your nose. They don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Disney, man.
Oh, Disney. They love killing parents. It's a weird. Seahawks. Seahawks are going to have a hard time with Myles Garrett is going to run wild on these guys. I'm looking at the Browns sack leaders. Myles Garrett way up there at 7.5. And then the next guy, Okoronkwo, has 2.5. Taki, that's a real thing, has 2. Deshaun Elliott, or is it not Deshaun Elliott? Jordan Elliott. Deshaun Elliott's probably retired by now. Jordan Elliott has 1.5. So, yeah, it's basically the Myles Garrett show. Now, you'd probably have to take 2 sacks to get any sort of value there. But, I mean, how many 2-sack games has he had? That's the question.
Good question.
That tells us how likely it is.
They're going to need him.
Let's see if
how are the Browns 4-2 some.
Not as many as you'd think. 1, 2, 3 multiple sack games since last October. So maybe 2 sacks isn't the way to go. Maybe a Boye Mafe 1, Myles Garrett 1 parlay. I think that's the move. We have 2 non-mobile quarterbacks and a couple of the best pass rushers in the league.
Parlay it with the Cincy money line. That's the bet.
How dare you, sir?
I know you gotta hate to hear that too, AK. Because
with all due respect, and I mean all due respect, how dare you?
Whatever Chris got saying lately is a winner, man.
Yeah. They got Boye Mafe over half a sack at plus 215 still. He is number 1 in the league in pass rush win rate for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
You look, hold on. 50? Hold the phone here. DK Metcalf, projected ownership 0.3%.
What?
You got to get on him, man. I got him in my DFS lineup today.
What is going on there? I don't know.
What are they seeing? What's everybody seeing? Are they just
what's going on here? I might be dumb, but I'm not an idiot.
Do we have amnesia? Do people have is it going through the America amnesia?
I don't know.
Is he not a good receiver anymore? I don't know. He's fucking huge.
He's playing.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
What color's his hair this week?
He was kind of a late scratch last week. I think maybe people are just scared of it. They don't. Maybe they got bit by him last week with that scratch. I don't know.
Listen to these.
Got blue hair. It's over. It's over.
Ship it, he said.
Ship it.
Listen to these stats for Boye Mafe. He's won 24 of 77 reps for a 31% win rate, and he's only double teamed 12% of the time. Miles Garrett is 31%. He's double teamed 27% of the time. I think that's it. You get plus 400 for each one of them to get a sack, Miles Garrett and Boye Mafe.
Are you saying some days are for the Boyes?
Yep. I believe so. It's time to dive into the Mafe.
Ooh.
What do we got here? Oh, a bird battle. Yes, hello. Ooh. I'd like to report a bird murder. The Ravens just killed the Cardinals by 37 points. Is that what we're going to be saying? I think so. I think the Ravens are going to go down there and absolutely destroy this team. They are not the same without James Conner, which is weird to say about a running back, but they have not been this scrappy, second half try and come back team since James Conner has left the lineup. And now Kyler Murray, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? I heard he's not on the injury report. I'm going to check to confirm because that doesn't seem real. And
the new release of Call of Duty is coming out in November. Just keep that in mind.
This one still has
Ronald Acuna too.
Wait, what? A new one?
I don't know.
New Call of Duty?
I think so.
Ooh. Hey, that's not fucking fair because in those creators can lay some pretty big money because they kind of control Arizona's win losses and release dates. They can really hammer that number. That's some insider betting right there.
Good call.
That's the thing. Those people, they know all the guys who play all the time, obviously through the digital data. So they're like, let's just put a new game out.
And just tank Arizona's season whenever they feel like it. Be like, okay, let's distract Kyler.
Yep, let's distract Kyler. I saw a clip of AJ Dillon playing a farming game at like 2 a.m. with a cowboy hat on. I'm like, well, there's our fucking problem. Yep. We're tilling the fields when you fall asleep, your brain it processes and gets rid of toxins. It creates new memories. It makes connections. Your brain needs sleep.
Dude, when Fortnite was hot
on a football field.
Fortnite got hot, and there was Major League Baseball players that had hand injuries because they're playing so much.
Yes,
Fortnite.
so much.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
I know.
Hey, you know that you are above everybody else out there with their fucking betting shows. When we dive in to when video games are getting released, because they will move our numbers. Okay, they'll move us. That's what we do for you people. All right.
Yep.
We're always grinding, finding the angle. Always grinding.
I do have a question. Is Baltimore the talk of the town team that gets upset this week?
Oh,
because people have been talking about them in the Super Bowl in the same sentence this past week.
We know what happens when in these spots this year.
I thought they were going to be that team before the line moved so much, man. When they were at -6.5, I thought for sure they were getting beat straight up. It's gone all the way up to 9.5 now. They're probably going to come out and blow the doors off.
I like that first half bet though, just in case.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I just hope we can win a game.
Can how often does Jackson rush for over 100 yards?
That sounds like a Hall of Fame bets question.
Because there was a boost that I saw that was pretty nice, and I was thinking,
let me look her up.
Can he actually hit over 100 yards rushing?
I bet he could.
There's two guys I like from this game. DeMercado at running back. He's below 5K. And then Aguilar down there in the 3,000 range for receiver for the Ravens.
Aguilar's found himself a real resurgence.
He has, man.
Out there. He used to drop everything. Man, that guy who caught the baby roasting him on the news. I mean, that was next level stuff. You know you're playing bad when a homeless guy says, I caught that baby, unlike Aguilar. Like, we're not even talking about football right now, dude. Where did that come from?
Oh, that's some shit AK would do. Straight up. Straight up.
Absolutely.
Little resentful. That's okay. We're trying to win money out here, man. Trying to hit the million. How close have you guys got hit the million How close have you been?
I'll tell you this right now. The showdowns the past week have been very good. I've had a good week or two here.
You dialed in. Everybody's
dialed
dialing in. About week 8, we start to really drill down and dial in around here.
Yes.
Right.
Especially
the data is compiling.
Because
everybody is. It ain't me. It's everybody.
Those Monday showdowns, like what hit the Millie, I think was the Viking stack. So,
what is the showdown for everybody that doesn't know? And what do you play? How do you play?
DraftKings showdown. You pick 6 players. You have a captain that gets 1.5 times the fantasy points they normally would. And so a lot of times you're looking at the over-unders and the spreads because that's going to dictate where you would stack your lineups. Most people who are common players will play a 3-3 stack or a 4-2. But a lot of times what wins is like a 5-1.
What does that mean?
5 players from one team, 1 player from the other team.
Okay. Because you're going head to head. You can just pick like the Niners or the Rams or whatever, whoever.
It's showdown captain's mode is always just one single game. Like I said, you get one captain, 5 other flex. You're going to get you 1.5 times points, but he's going to cost you 1.5 times salary. So you got to pay a little more for your captain. And usually the key to those things is getting a captain for a cheaper price, kind of, and that way you can allow some more big dogs in your lineup. How do you feel about that, AK? Are you looking for a big dog as your captain, or are you looking for somebody under the radar?
It depends on the over-under and the spread.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
See, I always try to find a $500 guy that I can get out there $750 and then just stack superstars.
Put all the big dogs in.
That's a very low one. Usually, if you have, say, the over-under is 49 or 50, you're looking, it's probably going to be a pass catching game. So you're going to want a receiver or 2 and the quarterback.
Okay.
And most of the time, the wide receiver 2 correlation is just as strong as the wide receiver 1.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
everybody's eating is what you're saying. Everybody's eating.
So you want both quarterbacks in that situation?
I make a lot of lineups on showdowns. So I'll have a little bit of both where I'm playing one of the quarterbacks or both of them. And, you got to get weird because the lineups that win are always very, very unique.
My favorite is the ugly, like 41.5 games where I can play a defense in the captain spot and then get the kicker in there.
There's numbers on that stuff. So when it's over 48 or 49 on a showdown, a single game slate, it's the captain usually comes in between like 10-6 and 11-4 for the price of the captain, somewhere in there.
And these contests are usually decided by like fractions of a point and stuff, man.
Yeah.
You have to have the right configuration. You can have all the right players, but if you didn't get the ideal optimal captain, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's you see some guy
we've lost quite a few like that.
Yeah, I get it, man. Because you'll see some guy that you weren't even thinking about going in there, and he goes off in the first quarter, and you're like, "Well, if I didn't have that guy as my captain, I'm pretty much dead." Because you know there's not a lot of them out there.
Yeah, like Khalil Shakir Thursday night, he was probably the guy.
Perfect example. Perfect.
If you look back at our show from Wednesday, we were all
you guys nailed that game.
We were all over that game, with the exception of Diggs. I think all of us had the 4 players that we named were in the optimal lineup.
Nice.
It was a good game for us.
Millie
we didn't win the Millie,
but
we didn't win. But
as long as you get a notification that you won something, I'm good. Yep. Even if the little bell just telling me that I won $7, I'm like, okay, it wasn't a total loss.
We call it. You don't want your ball to drop, because when your balls drop to the left of the screen, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. That they do. Sunday night football, ain't nobody waiting all day for this one.
No.
Only Khalil Mack, because he wants to absolutely destroy his former team. He's the only guy waiting for Sunday night.
The only guy.
8.5. I mean, the Chargers could easily charger an 8.5. They could easily be up by 10 and give up a field goal in the last 2 minutes, because Eberflus is the kind of guy who would kick a field goal in the last 2 minutes down 10. Or they'll just fumble it away. They get creative about it, these Chargers, how they lose football games. But an 8.5 makes me afraid, especially after seeing Tyler Bagent, man.
Yeah,
just out there.
Bagent, man.
But what happens usually after that? They come out after they've just been told how awesome they are. And in this case, you have Tyler Bajan's dad, the 28-time world champion arm wrestler, getting some camera time on NFL Network. So I'm sure he's made the rounds on the podcasts and pregame shows and media stuff. He's been told how awesome he is all week long. And then he's going to go out and see, a Bosa and Khalil Mack out there. Maybe he gets run over. Maybe he's deer in the headlights for this one. They're flying to California. He's probably having a great time last night. I doubt he went right to the hotel and right to bed at 7:15 last night.
You're probably not wrong.
Hey guys, did you hear this? Adam Johnson, he's originally from Minnesota.
I did hear this
here in the U.S. He died after appearing to suffer a catastrophic cut to his neck from a blade during the match in Sheffield Arena.
Yeah, I did read that this morning. That's bad stuff, man. Bad stuff.
Is that Knights fighting in the ring stuff?
No, this is a hockey game.
The hockey game, yeah.
On the rink, he died.
Like the EIHL or something.
Dude, his whole jersey.
It was awful.
In like 2 seconds, it just was all blood.
Yeah, that's the big
that
one.
almost happened back in the 70s. They saved the guy.
He's an ex-NHL player. What league was he playing in?
It's like the EIHL or something.
Yeah, over in Europe.
Yeah, man.
Oh God.
Yeah, as
I
soon
just
as
saw
it
the
happened.
video.
Yeah, as soon as
It's
it happened.
Patriot. It's his fault. He sent that. I did not need to see that.
Yeah, he did.
I can't unsee it. I
the mental images.
So don't go watch it if you have if you don't deal with that stuff very well.
Yeah.
Deonta Foreman over 43.5 rushing yards. I mean, I'm really pissed about the game he had last week as a guy who has Roschon Johnson on all his fantasy football teams. First of all, that was supposed to be Roschon Johnson's game. Those are his numbers. Those are his touchdowns. And now that happened for Deonta Foreman, they're not going to just shove Roschon into the RB1 spot. I'm sure we're going to get like a 50-50 split here. So can he get over 45.5 on 11 carries? 12 carries, maybe? I'm going to see what the line is for their carries. What does Vegas think is going to happen here?
I would think so, because the Chargers suck at the run, right? They're a run-funnel defense.
Yeah, they have been pretty bad.
Kind of their thing.
Well, they give it up to, all over the field. Their defense does.
It says that Bears top 5 win rate in run blocking last 4 weeks.
I did find that Lamar Jackson information on Hall of Fame bets, by the way.
How do we feel?
It's happened 3 times over the last 2 seasons. Once this year, it's plus 1,000 at DraftKings for over 100 yards.
Hey, real quick, boys, I got to hop out of here. I got to get some stuff done for sports picks, but I just want to tell y'all good luck today, man. I'll see y'all soon, all that stuff, but let's go kill it again today, man.
Hey, Cricket, let's go make some money. We'll talk to you, brother.
All right, boys. Y'all
have a good one.
See you, buddy.
I'm looking at the lines for their carries, and Foreman is 11.5. The over is minus 126. Roschon is 8.5. The over is plus 100. I mean, 9 carries for Roschon. I feel like that could happen. That's only like 2.3 per quarter, or whatever the math comes out to be.
Says Foreman had 15 and 16 in the last 2 weeks, carry wise.
Yeah, and I imagine we can assume Roschon's going to cut 30 to 40% off of that. Maybe under. They don't let you parlay an under with an over here. I don't believe. Oh, they do. Foreman under 11.5, Roschon over 8.5. That's the correlation.
He's averaging 5 yards a game? 5 carries a game, Roschon.
Yep. And now he's back from the concussion.
He's averaging
that
5
was
yards a carry. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, Roschon's a dude. But when did Herbert get injured? So I think Herbert got injured and Roschon got the concussion in the same game. So he hasn't had a non-Herbert game yet.
The Commanders game, right? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago because I expected Roshan to play last week, and he did not. Taking that. Foreman under 11.5, Roshan over 8.5 plus 357. 5 bics to 122 and 85 centos. I mean, why not? How to bet the Chargers Justin Herbert over a half interceptions? I guess. I mean, we get the attempts. Is there a guy back there for Chicago who's going to snag the football? The biggest question for this game probably is Quentin Johnson finally going to strap it up and play football and like catch multiple balls, maybe a touchdown?
Bears top 10 in interceptions.
They got a corner. Is it a safety or a corner that's a hot topic for a trade candidate? I can't remember his name, but they do have a DB that can play. Just one. You have to have 4, but
Derwin James is the only guy offered by the books to have an interception.
I don't know.
Unacceptable.
This game's going to be. I mean, it's intriguing because of the Bajan guy, but
yeah, we don't know what he is yet.
Yeah, this is a who are you game. We like to name our games on our show. This is a who are you game.
That's absolutely what you made of. This is. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out exactly how this dude's jib is cut. Steps is in stream with audio only. Oh, that's our action page. That's what I'm figuring out. He's on.
So this is a showdown game, right? So what's the over under?
Yep.
We can talk about that, right?
Yes.
Let's take a gander.
46.
46. Chargers are favored by what? 8.5.
9.5. 8, depending where you go.
Okay. So 46.5, right? You're thinking this is where it gets murky, right? Most of the time when you're building a showdown lineup, you're looking for under 40. I think it's under 40 or 41. Then you're going to be like, oh, running backs and defense, right? Kickers, running backs, defense. That's when they would have the more likelihood to be an optimal captain, based on the numbers. Now, the whole thing's been thrown off the last year or two because most of the showdown games have been horrendous as far as scoring goes, hitting the under on everything. So you've seen a lot of kickers and defenses in the winning lineups. It used to be, it was pretty almost predictable up to like 60 to 80% of the games would hit the over and you'd have wide receivers. But if you're at 46, it's pretty much a toss up. Like if you're 46 and a half, I mean, that just means everybody's in play. So, I mean,
I like those.
The Chargers are favored, so you're looking at a 4-2 or 5-1 stack if you're building 6 players, right? And if you think the Chargers, their implied total points are what, it's be 28 to 29 or whatever it is to 20, 28 to 18, somewhere in there, 28 to 19.
27.5 is their projected points total.
So you're thinking, okay, they're going to get 3 touchdowns. Where do you think those are going to come from? You would think
Austin Eckler.
Yes. So that's how you start building your captain pool, right? You're thinking, okay, Eckler is going to be probably a guy that would get one. Everett, one of the tight ends, Parham or Everett, and then one of the receivers, right? So then you start building your lineups around that. And if say, and you don't, most of the time, you don't want to play Allen and Palmer at the same time. If one of them's going right, one of them's going off, usually the other one's kind of taking a back seat. So you fill that somewhere else, or maybe you would get a point and get leverage.
That's where you get yourself somebody from the other team.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, that's how you kind of think these things through. So
I know the fantasy football shows I listened to this week think Austin Eckler is going to be the guy this week. He's all the way back. He's very upset about only having a few opportunities last week. Probably bitched about it all week. Classic squeaky wheel game for Austin Eckler.
So he's probably going to be an expensive captain. If you wanted to get crazy, you'd go leverage and be like, well, I'm just going to fade the shit out of Eckler. And I'm going to play Joshua Kelly instead because he busted off a long run last week.
Yep.
and now you've got leverage on the field.
That's a good way to go on Thursday, especially because it seems like the opposite of what you think is going to happen is what usually takes place on a Thursday.
100%. So I'll make a lineup or two where I just play Kelly and not Eckler at all.
And then if, Eckler twists his ankle or whatever, comes out of the game early, all of a sudden you have, everybody with Austin Eckler in the captain spot is automatically below you. Now you're all ready. Now
Right.
it's just, you're just up against all the other people who were sharp enough to leave Eckler off their line.
Well, that's the thing when you got to think about the contest you're playing in too. You're playing a 150 max. Somebody's going to have that. Somebody is going to account for that. If you're playing in a 20 max, it's a little less. And if you're playing in a 3 max or a single entry, like if that hits, you're going to have massive leverage, but more often than not, 90% of the time, it doesn't happen. So it's all about the contest you're playing in too. If you're playing in a weird, like you do, like you're playing in a weird, like a contest with a lot of max, you got to get weird where you're either going boom or bust.
That's why I stick to the single or 3 entry maxes. I don't want to get in there with all the algorithms and artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Or Millie Goats.
Yeah. Worse yet. I mean, this guy. Last week I thought I was going to do well in the Millie Goats Muck the Stalls contest, but I fell out of favor.
Our numbers aren't there.
I got a question. Bijan, Henry, both to have 75 or more rushing yards, plus 1,100.
That's crazy town. Although Bijan has been
Can
under
Bijan
45.
do it?
That's the question.
It's in the same game too.
Yep.
I like Bijan's price. He's at $6K on DraftKings. So, I mean, it's worth a shot. I think so.
Yeah.
What about this one? These are just some fun same game parlays. Etienne, Pollard, Eckler for all first touchdown scores, plus 12,000.
Ooh.
That's a crisp bet right there.
Yep.
I'm still trying to log in the Derrick Henry one. Where'd you find that?
He's still working on the Derrick Henry one.
Did you make that?
No, it's bet online. It's like their odds boosters.
Oh, odds boosters, got it.
Yeah. I'm trying to find. Here's a Green Bay one. Green Bay to win. That's a bad start. Love two touchdown passes, and then Watson and Dobbs 6 reception each. That's plus 2,000. I don't know about that. That's about it.
Oh, there's no bye week, so all these each of the teams bets are really long shots. I'm down here in the 500 to 1 section. And looks a little sketchy. Cousins, Mahomes, Herbert, and Tua 300 each, 45 to 1. That's too many.
Yeah, that's too many.
How about Stafford for 23 plus completions and LeBron James for 23 plus points at plus 315?
Ooh, I don't know what LeBron's doing these days, but I think Stafford can do that.
Sure.
Can McCaffrey score 2 touchdowns and 94 yards?
Total 94 yards?
94, 2 touchdowns, and San Francisco wins is plus 600.
Yes.
I feel like that's a good combo.
They're going to rely on McCaffrey heavily. They have to. Their whole game plan has been thrown off the past 2 games. They're going to make an absolute attempt to establish. They ran for like 110 versus the Browns. Even against the Cowboys, he didn't run for a lot. Their last like 3 games, they've gone step by step down. Last week they ran for like 70 yards. You can bet your what that they're going to try to run the damn ball.
Yeah, I agree with that logic. He's going to go back to what he knows works.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey and Breece Hall, 100 rushing yards each is 10 to 1.
And the Niners are good at home. They won 9 straight.
Each team to score 10 points in the red zone games, 8 to 1. It's only 10 points. Come on. Who's going to screw us there? Carolina, probably. All right. Let's read these DFS lineups. before we get too
Let's
off
see it.
track. What I got is, I mean, it's unbeatable, really.
Yeah.
Other people may as well not enter. C.J. Stroud, Brees Hall, Chuba Hubbard, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Nico Collins, Mike Gesicki, Travis Etienne, and the Jets. We got Pickens and Etienne in there. We got Stroud stacked with Nico Collins, who we talked about, excels versus single high safety looks, and then the Gesicki in there for the revenge angle versus Miami.
Yeah, it is a revenge game, isn't it? He's logged about him and Hunter Henry split last week, I think. And Farrell Brown had some too, but yeah.
Yeah, Farrell Brown, surprising amount of involvement.
Yeah. I think they're like 30, 40, 20%. I like that. CJ Stroud, yes. I just he is 5% projected ownership, so you can still get pretty good
CeeDee Lamb essentially is in there just because I had that much money to spend. That's the only one that isn't strategically placed. So CD is probably going to be the one who screws me. But he's been bitching about how much he gets the ball. And you always
Dak
want to back a
Prescott,
guy like that.
Oddly enough, is the highest projected ownership. So Tank Dell and Nico Collins are 14% projected ownership. So not bad.
Not bad. It's
But
reasonable.
only 5% of the lineups are playing Stroud, so that just tells you they're kind of one-offs, right?
Yeah.
So you can get a little leverage with a stack of Stroud and one of the pass catchers. So
I love
it. Pickens. Like, I love ETN. I think that's Pickens just keeps doing it. But I just worry about the rain. But the Steelers they've been moving Pickens out to an island essentially. They've been going twins and trips to one side and putting Pickens as a true X receiver to the short side, and just letting
they're
him
treating him
one-on-one.
like a real number one receiver now. Now that he's expanded his route tree a little bit and shown he can handle it. You got a DFS lineup built over there, Heavy?
No, I don't. So I'll probably just tell one of you guys, but not in the contest, outside of the contest. I'll set a different lineup in the contest.
I haven't built mine yet because I love to wait for all the injuries and things to come out.
That's true.
But where I'm leaning as far as quarterbacks goes, Tua. I mean, you're not going to put Tua 3% ownership and me not stack him with both of his pass catchers.
That's insane.
Like, that's okay.
What's his ownership usually?
It's usually up in the 8 to 12, sometimes higher, but average like 8 to 12. I don't know why. I mean, he is pricey. I think he's like the third or fourth highest QB, but I mean, come on.
Weird. Yeah.
Against bad teams, they absolutely destroy teams. So
yeah, by like 50.
And I saw Jalen Waddle was super low ownership. So that's
people are freaked out about his back. So you're gonna have a lot of people scared about that. But if he goes out there and waddles around, you're in business. Yep. Not every day you get to be one of the minority owners in some Jalen Waddle stock.
And two, that's a place where you can get some leverage. So
I concur.
That's kind of where I'm leaning. And I love all these little. Another one I wanted to mention from the Jags game, Jamal Agnew. When Zay Jones is out, Jamal Agnew is heavily involved. Not only in pass catching, he's 3,000. Yeah, he's pretty well involved. He's 3,000 for your draft.
That's sneaky.
So that's I think he had 8 or 9 points, and they love him in the red zone. Love him. His touchdowns whenever Zay Jones is out he gets a lot of opportunities.
Should he score a touchdown, it's plus 450. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Receptions. Are they even? Oh, 2 receptions. Well, 3. He catches 3 balls, you get plus 144. A guy heavily involved should catch 3.
Just because Zay Jones is out again. So,
Yeah.
just
I always
throwing that
go
out
to.
there. Just
I
throwing
always
that
go
out
to.
there.
I always go right to Christian Kirk when Jones is out. I should be looking at Agnew.
Yeah, like leverage and in the Steelers, they don't run a lot of man. They run like Tampa 2 coverage. Against man is when Christian Kirk thrives.
Yeah.
So the
You
Saints
called
run a
that
lot
one
of,
for us a few weeks ago.
the Saints run a lot of man coverage, and guess what happened? He went off last Thursday.
That's what he does.
So yeah, Zay Jones is out. So if you look at Jamal Agnew,
Get you some Agnew going.
he had 6 targets last game with Zay Jones out. So 4 receptions, 36 yards.
Oh, that's a November game. Should we talk Raiders and Lions for a few minutes before we hit the road?
Blowout
Jimmy
City.
G's.
I think the Lions, after that game against Baltimore, are just going to absolutely demolish these Oakland Raiders. Devontae Adams is saying it hurt when Derek Carr left. That's why he came to that team. So he's not all in it anymore. He was bitching about getting the ball. Now he's just like, hey, this sucks. So, I mean, if you don't even have him fired up to play, Josh Jacobs has been underachieving all season long. I don't see how they have a chance. Even Jared Goff can do this.
Is Jared
This
Goff
is
good at
it's
home?
in Detroit. I'm not worried about road Goff. This is in Detroit.
What's the line at right now? Because I think Lions, if Lions are at 7.5, that's a good teaser.
46, 8, and Detroit -8. That's a DraftKings.
Still a good teaser leg for Detroit.
Yeah. Take it down to 2 points. I mean, that's basically a win.
Yeah,
Basically
just win
money
at
line
that
bet.
point. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's ironic. Just win. Playing the
Just
Raiders.
win. Just win, baby.
Yeah, I teased the Ravens earlier before the line moved up with the Lions. So I just need pretty much both of them just to win.
Perfect. Well, that's what's been happening lately. So I feel like it should continue. If these trends continue, it'll be even bigger party next week. AK, tell the people where they can find your show where you break down all these DFS lineups.
We do
in such an expert manner.
70% of our show is DFS and DraftKings lineups. The other half is mental. The Millie Goes, you can see it right there. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, Rumble. Just look for the Millie Goats. Wednesday nights and Sunday nights on the Fantasy Sports Corp. We're on Sunday tonight, I think. Yeah, 9:30.
Yep,
We
9:30.
do a live stream to wrap everything up during the Sunday night football games. Podcasts come out Monday mornings and Thursday mornings. So, and look for all of our contests and shenanigans on Twitter.
Love the contests and shenanigans almost as much as the shows.
I've done too many Vince McMahon memes and gifs.
I think he maybe did.
He's looking awful these days. I saw him and the Undertaker at the fight last night. He's walking with a cane now.
Oh no, catching up,
bro. Those guys. Yeah. I mean, they put their bodies on the line.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they did.
All right.
Not that we don't. All right. Also follow heavy_steps on the Twitter if you want to win baseball bets. If you don't, then I guess that's your prerogative, but I prefer to. We'll be right back here next week. Same time in the morning, same general cast of characters. Whoever wants to come hang out is going to come hang out. Everybody brings great information, as I feel like we demonstrated today. So best of luck with your lineups and your wagers. We're surely going to win, and we'll see you right back here next Sunday. Till then, best of luck. Chris, kick the outro music.